5 points. NASDAQ futures 9 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
A high-ranking Taliban official in Afghanistan says girls will not be allowed to attend secondary school until the new education policy is in place, possibly before the start of the new school year in March.
The acting Taliban Deputy Education Minister, Abdul Hakim Himmat, confirmed the ban on girls attending secondary schools, describing the current situation as a temporary delay. He said, the government wanted to create a safe environment for girls to go to school, emphasizing the need for classes to be segregated between girls and boys, which is already common throughout Afghanistan.
The BBC's Sana Safi. A helicopter carrying India's military chief has crashed in the south of the country, killing 13 of the 14 people on board. TV images from the crash scene show plumes of smoke billowing from the debris. News and analysis at townhall.com. Airbnb stepping in to lend a hand.
Thousands of Airbnb hosts have agreed to house refugees as part of the online lodging marketplace philanthropic program to provide emergency temporary housing. This program has become a core mission of Airbnb.org, which in its first year helped provide more than 100,000 first responders with housing during the pandemic. That way they could avoid worries about spreading COVID to their families. In recent months, it has worked to resettle 7,000 Afghan refugees. Jason Walker reporting.
Amazon's cloud service network suffered a major outage the other day, disrupting access to many popular sites. The service provides remote computing services to many governments, universities, and businesses. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow futures up 57 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. And then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Yes, welcome to the middle of the week. Why do you have a, is it?
That Windows is offensive.
Oh, go ahead and close it. I don't have I have a long sleeve tee on.
Yeah, I have a jacket in the other room. I didn't think I'd have to wear it formally to the studio. Jeez.
It was open from yesterday, and I just walked in. It didn't bother me, so I just kept going.
You guys have
didn't think much about it.
Y'all have turned me into the biggest wine bag. I swear to, I feel like such a baby when I'm here, just because I want it a little warmer. Is it? I don't know, man. I'm not that needy. I'm not I don't require a certain temperature, have my bottled water to our pH level. I just want it a little warmer. I'm just trying to keep the chicken from being done. You know what I'm saying? I have an image to upkeep. I don't want to have to sit like this the whole time.
Well, wear a coat.
Yeah, fine. Have your way.
That's, if I remember back when they were learning me how to dress myself, they used to say dress in layers, That's what you do. You're a grown man now. Should know better than that. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to it. I hope you're having a delightful day thus far. And I know we all, it's Christmas on the brain. A lot of that going, and that's good. It's a good thing. People thinking about Christmas. Maybe they're thinking about other people. There you go. Much better. Right. Much better.
Toasty.
Nice. Now we're all happy.
Are we? Messing my hair up for a bit. I'm glad I got the camera, the screen working just in time for me to see how ridiculous I actually look.
Yeah, why is it canceling? Don't you cancel on me.
Don't you cancel on me.
I got to hit the remote. Where? I gotta get it. Get to the remote.
He can't quite reach it.
I can't make it.
I get it.
Get there before we got 20. Oh, we got plenty of time.
We're good.
Never mind.
We saved it.
I thought it was down to 5. Anyway, happy Wednesday.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Yeah, hope you're having a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Sean put me onto a page. We talked about it, I think, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
About this lady named Sharon.
You're talking about Marie Callender's Sharon roasting posting?
Yeah. I officially think that thing's starting to jump the shark now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been on in a couple of days.
Well, since I liked your invite, my wall is filled with nothing but Sharon pie roasting memes.
Oh, yeah.
That's all that's on there now. And I think they're jumping the shark. It was funny for a while, but now people are just taking pictures of their black dog and saying thanks.
Thanks, Marie Callender. With the one white spot.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now you're just trying to make it all about you.
Now, did you see? Now, it is kind of what I love about the internet is when a trend happens, people will latch onto it and then create products based on it. Have you seen the I don't know what you call it, but the thing you set on your countertop to put hot pans and pots and pies onto, that's basically the pie?
Yeah.
They made one out of wrought iron, and they're selling one on Etsy.
There's a name for that thing?
I know, I can't remember what it's called.
I can't either. My wife says it all the time, and I'm like, that's what that thing's called?
Well, pot holder, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a word for it.
Not I keep wanting to say duvet. That's not the word. It's something I don't remember.
Okay, Google.
I don't remember the word either.
What is the name of the metal thing you put your hot pots on the countertop?
What's it going to tell us?
Vocabulary.com. Trivet add to list share. A small plate or stand that you put a hot serving dish on is called a trivet.
Trivet. A trivet.
And right at the same time, I got a text.
A trivet.
Thank you. A trivet.
Somebody made a trivet.
All right.
Out of shaped like Sharon's pie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. That's okay.
Those are good.
But yeah, and because I got on this morning just going, hey, let me see what's going on, and everything that was on there was Sharon pie roasting. I was like, all right, yeah, okay, I get it. I get it.
I'll tell you when I know that something has jumped the shark when the normies on my Facebook friends list, like the ones from back home in Oklahoma, they don't really that use Facebook to keep up with friends and family, like your Margie Turpins and whatnot. The older folk, when they start latching onto it, have you guys heard about this Sharon story? I'm like, okay, I think we're done here.
Well, I think I'm in that category.
We've had all the fun. I'll tell you, you know what? There was a trend last year that I got onto and a few other people did, but I couldn't really get it to jump in super local, which was the ant colony thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you told me about that, and just talking, and people
something like 800,000 people joined this one Facebook group randomly last year.
Didn't they start bronying up the ant thing or
something? Kinda, yeah. What it was the whole Facebook group was called a group where we pretend to be ants in a colony.
Yeah.
And basically people would post like a picture of a potato chip, and you would, underneath it post lift, carry, eat, munch, stuff like that, like actions that an ant would do.
Okay.
It was super fun for like 2 weeks. What's funny is people are still trying to keep it alive.
Really?
Like still, like some of my Facebook friends, I'll see them like pop up and post them on that page. I'm like, y'all, that's. I mean, and I know I shouldn't be saying this as a 37-year-old man, but that's so 2020.
You know what I say? There's record number of jobs available out right now. I'm just saying.
There's plenty of work, folks.
If you're trying to occupy your day by pretending to be an ant online, maybe, just maybe, get a part-time job, something to do good for society.
Just a thought.
Just saying.
There are options.
Just, like, what are you doing today? Me and the colony have to move a potato chip.
Exactly.
Virtually 10 feet today.
So you see that there is a priority.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Good. Well, let me give you the rundown
yes.
of this hour of the show. We're going to replay interview this hour. Kathy Lay with the City of Roswell, Keep Roswell Beautiful, joined us on Monday in the 9 o'clock hour and talked about various events, things going on, and gave us an update there. I'm going to play that for you here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, gubernatorial candidate Mark Ronchetti joined us here yesterday and hung out with us for a little bit, had a great conversation with him. I'm going to play that for you here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have the folks from Healthy Kids Chavez County join us, give us an update on what's happening there. I believe it'll be Paula Camp and Becky Joyce, and we'll talk some healthy kids in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your features that we do all the time, including the news of the local and national variety, along with your town hall business updates and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Trivet. Tell me that you never learned something new from morning radio.
Ask for it by name, and we learned it too, because we didn't know, and then you told us.
I mean, I sort of knew, I just couldn't think of the term.
Yeah, and I think my wife calls it something else. Like, she has a different term for it. I don't think it was trivet.
Metal pan thingy was always we call it growing up.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So
I just call it the counter protector.
Well, in fairness, the ones we had were either the trivet, like the metal one, or we always had the one that Grandma knitted. The doily sized yarn thing that you'd put pots on.
Yeah, mine was crochet.
You know what's weird?
My wife or my mother was a huge crochetist.
It's funny when you discovered different projects that your grandparents had. We found it's like thatched beadwork.
Okay.
Like beads put together on this hard plastic line almost like crocheted, and it's a toilet paper cover. It's literally the size of a roll of toilet paper.
Okay.
And it covers the roll of toilet paper.
While it resides on the roll dispenser deal on your ball.
The only thing I can assume is because I don't have a roll dispenser. Well, what I have is a stand that I put the roll on.
Okay.
So my only assumption that this is for the backup roll, the next roll, to keep on the back of the toilet to cover it. I don't know why.
Kind of like a tissue box cover deal?
It's basically like that, except for it's super porous, so whatever spills on it is going to get on your toilet. So there's really no point in covering your toilet paper with this thing other than that you don't want a roll of toilet paper on display in your bathroom.
Just looks more decorative.
I guess. It just seems like a lot of work went into something that's incredibly pointless.
Maybe someone just had a lot of beads and some time on their hands. And they said, you know what? I'm going to cover the world.
I am sick and tired of looking at that roll of Charmin. Give me 17 hours. I'm going to do something about this.
Yeah, could it be?
I'm going to take a picture and bring it in and show you because it's
all right.
Ridiculous.
Now, this thing you have as a gift, or
it was and that's the thing. It's one of those things that it wasn't mine. It was Carl's relative.
Oh, so you acquired it in the divorce?
Yeah. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this thing. It's like I don't. It's like, what do I do with my
when
hands?
y'all were having the discussion of who gets what, you're like, I'll take the toilet paper bead thing.
It's just still at the house. I've asked her, do you want this? And I haven't gotten a response back, so I don't know.
No one's dying to claim the toilet paper bead
I'm just
cover.
holding on to it.
Yeah, bring it in. Like a hat. Maybe. Can you wear it like a hat?
Probably. A brooch?
Sailboat?
Oh, this? I could make a hat. Yeah, you know what? I'll bring it in. We'll give it away on the air.
All right.
I'm sure she'll love it.
Here we go. Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
First 10 callers. Call it down for this beaded toilet paper cover thing.
Somebody put so much time into that.
All right. Well, bring it in. We'll discuss it.
See what happens.
All right. It is 7:16. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice today. It will be a little bit breezy, mostly sunny, and our high in the low 70s. Overnight, partly cloudy, upper 30s to low 40s, and then the gusty wind kicks in tomorrow with low pressure and a cold front approaching our area. A few gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. We'll stay in the low 70s, and we should keep the sunshine. Very windy conditions expected on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 33 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52%. Winds are calm at the moment. Today, mostly sunny, they say. They told us that yesterday, too, and it was a while for the sunny came out. But mostly sunny. 69 are expected high today, so right there near 70. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 39 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly sunny, a little warmer, 73 for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 46 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, we're going to see the wind. We'll be in the mid-60s, sunny, 66, the expected high on Friday, but winds are going to be up. Initially out of the southwest, 15 to 25 miles per hour, but those winds are going to pick up and could see wind gusts as high as 35 miles per hour on Friday. Although from what I'm seeing around the state, we might be the area that's getting the respite. There's a big front coming through. The eastern part of the state's going to get hammered with some winds, and I think there's some moisture. We're not going to see any of that. But I think southeast New Mexico is going to be shielded a little. I think the mountain range is going to protect us from some of those winds. But like you said, we're still going to get pretty good winds coming through, but not no 70-mile-an-hour jobbers like some part of the state might be getting. And then looking at the weekend, for Saturday, they're talking sunny skies. Highs only expected to be 53. So, and then sunny 63 on Sunday. So that wind's going to bring cooler temps for the weekend here. All right, 7:19. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview with Kathy Lay from the city of Roswell. Keep Roswell beautiful. That's coming up on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
You're invited. Come be a part of the grand opening celebration of the Valley Cafe on Tuesday, December 14th. Located inside the 180 Youth Building at Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try some of their signature recipes, like the sweet and spicy burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman burger with creamy green chili sauce. Need a morning pick-me-up? Swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school.
It's back and just in time for Christmas, the Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree. Come experience a winter wonderland of vendors. Over 50 will be fully stocked to help you take care of all of your Christmas shopping. No waiting, no shipping. The Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree is Saturday and Sunday, December 11 and 12 at the Eddy County Fairgrounds. Family fun includes a cornhole tournament, Moose Caboose Kids Train with Mechanical Bull, Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, and more. Bring the kids because you know who will be there too. Saturday and Sunday, December 11 and 12 at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. And thanks to Navajo Refining Holly Frontier for helping us get the word out.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Looking for holiday fun for your family? Come ride the Roswell Christmas Railway, opening November 26th at the Spring River Zoo for its 6th season of spreading holiday joy. See Santa, explore the Light Maze, play in Elf Town, and more. New for 2021, the Plateau Ice Skating Rink, Blocktown Christmas Lego Display, and Christmas Karaoke. Get dates, tickets, and more info at RoswellChristmasRailway.com. The Roswell Christmas Railway, November 26th through Christmas at the Spring River Zoo. Sponsored by Southwest Printers, Farmers Country Market, the Farmhouse on 2nd, Foxworth Galbraith Lumber, Emery's Pumping Service, and All American Cleaners.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Movie trailers were originally shown after the movie, which is why they're called trailers. Mike thought they named them after the mobile home. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us here in studio this morning from City of Roswell and Keep Roswell Beautiful, Kathy Lay back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am good, thank you.
Doing good.
Yeah.
And I know the city had I know it's not necessarily your department anymore here, but had a great weekend with the tree lightings and everything through Main Street, the city here and all that.
That's wonderful.
Hopefully everyone got a chance to get involved with that.
Yeah.
Obviously a little something about stuff over at Main Street there. You spend a time or two
Those are great, hardworking people. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
So, but you kind of do in some aspects some of the same things for the city now.
I do. Yeah, I have always had a real heart for the community like that. And so this job actually, my next door office neighbor, the lady that's in the office next to me is
office
hilarious.
mate.
It's funny. She's really sweet. Her name's Amanda. And then there is another Amanda who's over the visitor center. One is guest services and one is over the visitor center lead.
Okay.
And so they were talking about a project that they're working on, and they wanted to try to come up with something creative to just be for fun for the holidays, but specifically to try to target supporting the downtown businesses, because the visitor center gets people that come by that maybe they've hit the museum or maybe they're planning on going to the museum, and they come into the visitor center asking for information.
Sure, looking for other things to do in the city.
Things. So they wanted to try to find a way, because they're within walking distance of all these downtown businesses. And that it really, after working with Main Street, I really understand the concept of your downtown is really the heart of the community.
Sure.
It's not that the businesses outside of that district aren't important, but that's the area that most of your visitors come to.
That's going to be the draw to the community.
That's the draw to the community.
Yeah.
It gives the impression to people of what their community is. If it is dilapidated and run down and vacant and abandoned, it just can affect the whole community's economic structure.
Well, not to mention the types of people that end up hanging out here. If it looks, that's why, we talk about derelict properties, and that's why everyone's so much about getting those cleaned up, because they're a magnet for nefarious activity.
Absolutely. And when it's in the downtown, especially when it's on the crossroad of two major highways, where everybody who's going those highways comes through our downtown, and it's directly in from the airport to where our hotels are located for the most part. Now, there are some down 2nd Street. You have very few that are out that direction. So people go through your downtown. So it's really, really vital that downtown stays thriving and alive, and that those businesses are supported for that reason. But they wanted to find something that would be fun for people to do. So they came up with a concept of doing a candy cane hunt.
Okay.
And what they're doing is the city, the Amanda and Amanda.
The Amandas.
The Amandas. It was real cute. I told them, I said, well, I actually, after working for so many years with Main Street, I know the downtown business owners. I love them. They're like my little babies. They're my babies still. And so I really care about them. So I said, I'll introduce you and we can go see them. And then they'll be comfortable to say yes or no if they want to participate, because they know me.
Sure. They know the caliber of what you do and what you bring to the table.
Well, they just know me. And they know I will say, oh, you don't have to.
If you're involved with it, it's good.
And I'll know their heart. And so if they don't want to do it, that's absolutely fine. There's absolutely no pressure. But it's just something that they said that offer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what they're doing is, when people come into the visitor center and they stop by to ask questions, they're going to tell them, now there's a downtown candy cane hunt going on. Some of our downtown businesses, we're not going to tell you which ones, they have a sign. If you go in their store and look, there'll be a sign that says they're participating in the candy cane hunt.
Okay.
And they will give you one candy cane per group.
Nice. Okay.
And so when you find 3 stores and get 3 candy canes and bring it back to the visitor center, they will give you a free gift.
Oh, nice.
And so that's what
you
they
get to
thought.
keep the candy canes and eat
Yeah,
them if
you
you're a
can eat
fan
them
of
if you
eating
want to.
candy.
Yeah, you
they don't
can
want
eat
you.
them.
You can keep them.
Yeah, it's just so anyway, but they're going to provide the candy canes to the businesses. They give them a sign. They give them the instructions of how to do it and stuff. So we walked around and I introduced them, and they got to meet, the downtown, a lot of and they're doing it mostly for the boutiques and the shops and the small. It's like they're not really hitting the ones that visitors probably would not hit. They're looking for the ones that are in the downtown district specifically that are more tourist related and stuff. And I mean, like the boutiques and the little shops and stuff. So we went in and out of all of those. And so there's a lot of them that are participating, and it's open to the community as well.
Very good.
So that's why I thought I would talk about it today, to kick off when we visit today, is because if you, as I was taking them in and out of the stores, one of the things that they kept saying is, "Oh my goodness, I didn't realize this store was here. Oh my goodness, look at all this really cool stuff. I'm going to have to come back."
That's
and
true,
that is what I found after working with Main Street and working downtown and getting to know those businesses over the last several years. Is there are so many amazing shops downtown, great Christmas gift ideas, great places to go in if you want something really unique and something really cool, and it supports our, as you know, and we talk about almost every time. It supports our local businesses, which is what we need to do to keep dollars local and to support our neighbors' businesses.
Absolutely. I know, we have a lot of great restaurants in the downtown area, and I know a lot of people love to come and enjoy meals at their favorite places downtown, which is awesome. Please do that.
Sure.
What I would offer is, hey, when you park your car, your vehicle to go and walk to your favorite restaurant downtown, maybe on your way in or out, go hit some of the businesses around that favorite restaurants. Check out some of the fairs and things that are here. You always walk. I'm sure you walk by and see things in the window. You're like, I need to go in there someday, but we never do.
Yes.
Go make that trip over there, or take the long way to that favorite restaurant. Maybe park at a parking lot that's
lots
not quite
of parking
next to that
downtown.
one. Yeah, maybe it's like, for instance, maybe you want to go to maybe Martine's or El Toro Bravo.
Right.
Go park at the courthouse lawn, but back behind there, and walk from there over and hit some of the businesses on the way over.
Yes.
And that way you can visit some of those, walk off your meal after, because we're all overstuffed. And, man, I need to go for a walk. That kind of makes you go for a little walk and do that.
Oh, and the fall weather is so nice. And there's so many, there's they're down a few down 2nd Street.
Yeah.
There's a few that are just kind of here and there, little, down 3rd Street here with the Brave and different ones.
Exactly.
There's different shops around and about. And they have really, like when we went in, some of the ones, it's not what you expect. There's some that are food items and some that are clothing and jewelry and home decor and interior design stuff. And there's arts and crafts stuff. And there's just tons and tons of variety, art itself.
Yeah.
So anyways, they went around. They were really, really impressed. And so you can realize that's the kind of place you go to when you go on vacation. I don't know how many times I go to another city.
Yeah.
I go on vacation. Like I used to travel and go to conferences with Main Street, and I would go to a new community. And then you always look for those little clusters of those real unique shops, and you want to buy something that's just like a memorable thing. And I always would find cute little shawls or really pretty jewelry or
a neat little
a new
pendant
little
or something.
shirt or some little poncho or just something fun to a little trinket to put in my purse. Things like that. And that's the feel you get. Like you feel like you've been on a vacation. So it's a great opportunity to come downtown, pop in and out, look for that sign.
Yeah.
You can pick up 3 candy canes and then go hit the visitor center.
Nice little prize
and
there.
so you can get a little gift from the visitor center, and then you can also get to know some of these really great shops. And I found, like, one of the things I've done before, and I think it's a great idea, is I would call one of the downtown business owners and I would say, hey, I need gifts for my siblings for Christmas. This is my spending limit. Get them some really cool things. I remember that you had some food stuff, and they will put together a box for me.
That's great.
Gift items.
Sure.
They'll put a card in it for me.
Nice.
They will box it up and mail it for me.
That's amazing.
And
That's
I pay
great.
over the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my Christmas shopping.
And now you look
done.
like a hero, and they did all the work.
And all these really cool trending things that
That's
it's shipped.
cool.
And they are the kind of businesses that we have downtown. It's customer service.
Yeah.
It is, they get to know you, you get to know them. They will look for stuff for you specifically. They will hook you up with what you need. You tell them what you need.
Their passion is their products.
They know what they have. So I encourage you, get to know them, come down and visit them, enjoy the candy cane hunt, and get a free little gift. So that's my plug for one of the things that we're doing that I wanted to make sure I talked about.
Absolutely.
Right off the bat.
And also, while you're at the visitor center, getting your prize and everything, if you're looking for Christmas gifts, you know, a lot of city themed, alien themed.
Oh yeah.
So if you've got like out of town friends and family, you want to give them, you know, the taste of Roswell, so to speak, with the aliens and some of the cool T-shirts and marks and stuff. Yeah. They got all this. So if you're looking for like Roswell marked swag, branded
stuff.
Yeah, they got it all there at the visitor center.
Absolutely.
Too.
See, and that's the visitor center. That's all they sell. They don't. It's one of the things they didn't want to do is they didn't want to be a competitive tourist shop for the downtown store. So they don't sell anything that's not just their Roswell branded stuff.
Sure, yeah.
There's so many, like a lot of the little places that they've got like those metal aliens that you see over by like McDonald's and Dunkin' and some of those metal statues.
Yeah.
Some of our downtown businesses sell those.
Yeah.
They, you know, the driver's license or the credit cards that are alien credit cards and driver's license.
Yeah.
Some of them have those kinds of fun things.
Or
we
the
found.
the little
the little antenna things.
Yeah.
We went in one of the shops and it was so cool. They had a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
That looks almost like it's kind of an alien metal sort of thing. And then hovering above it, because it's magnetic, it does that, you know, that reverse polarization.
Yeah.
Is floating a UFO.
Cool. Nice.
So you have a floating UFO over your
cool.
Bluetooth speaker.
Nice.
And I mean, those are really cool gifts. If you were looking for something to send somebody or give a friend that wants something that's Roswell or real unique UFO stuff.
Our Main Street merchants got all that stuff.
And so you can have things that are not necessarily tourist stuff, but you can have things that are too.
Just cool
really
science fiction.
Yes, but we do sell the Roswell branded stuff at the visitor
so
center.
Frisbees, T-shirts, all that.
One of the places that we went in, one of the guys that was really cool, he's got this QR code thing, and he's actually done local restaurant food reviews that he's got on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
And you can scan that QR code and then go there and look at some of the reviews of the different local restaurants. And so he's wanting to continue. He's needing to get back to it, he said. But he gave some of the cards to put at the visitor center. So if you're interested in that, you can scan that QR code over at the visitor center and see some of the local restaurant reviews on the YouTube channel too.
Well, you might have to get cracking because there's some new ones in and new ones coming. So
there's a lot of really great ones. But anyway, that's my pitch for the Candy Cane Hunt.
Yeah, definitely get involved in. And that's going on right now. So be on the lookout.
It'll go until December 23rd.
Okay, so you got now till the eve of Christmas Eve.
Correct. And the reason is they're not going to be open on Christmas Eve and they're not going to be open on Christmas Day.
Gotcha.
So the visitor center is closed, so you can't go back and get a gift. And it's kind of Christmas themed stuff.
But I imagine quite a few of those merchants will be open on the 24th. So.
You could probably still go get your last minute. If you're a diehard, wait till the very last minute kind of shopper. Isn't that what you are, Mike?
Some people, they live in that world.
I remember you saying that once. I don't remember.
There's not many years I'm not out on Christmas Eve buying something for somebody.
I thought you remembered you saying that.
I'm usually one of those guys. Absolutely.
I literally am done with my Christmas shopping.
Oh, no.
We just found out we might do a Secret Santa thing, so I may need one more gift.
If I think about a gift in the month of November, I'm way ahead of the game.
Oh, my daughters.
No, I normally don't. Yeah.
I ordered my daughter's Christmas gift back in the summer, right? And I had a friend who helped me because we had to get it second. They're not available any longer. They're very, very rare. So I found what I needed, and a friend of mine helped me buy it, right? So she gets it mailed to her and is going to send it to me. It got caught in the hurricane in a post office in Louisiana, and the roof caved in, and it took months before they got in and got the boxes out. And it wasn't damaged, thankfully, but we're all sitting there on tenterhooks waiting.
Yeah.
Because, I paid big bucks for this, and it was really rare. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, my package. And it finally came in, and I'm like so relieved. But I was thinking, that was back like in June, July, I ordered hers. So I think way ahead for Christmas.
Yeah, you're probably a year ahead. You're already thinking of 2022's Christmas.
Maybe not that far, but I do think far ahead. I'm a planner. I don't like last minute stuff. It makes me nervous.
Good.
Anyway.
Hey, whether you're me or her or somewhere in between. They got you covered.
Yeah. Whole month of December, or well, not the whole month, all the way up until the 23rd.
Cool.
Go out and do your shopping, get your candy canes, get your free gift.
Have some fun with it. Get the kids involved. Let them enjoy it. And come
fun.
Celebrate downtown and city of Roswell here with all this
And
stuff.
now, because they already did their first Friday, they did their tree lighting, they did the parade, the kind of drive-by sort of thing. So this will give you something else you can do.
Yeah.
But anyway, fun.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I wanted to also pitch that I wanted to mention is there's my 3 things that I work in is volunteer and outreach, and I work with sponsorships, and I work with the Keep Roswell Beautiful. So for the sponsorship, I'm really wanting to kick off a program to have people be able to donate to help pay for spays, neuters, those microchips and getting the dogs.
Helping families with some of the vet costs.
Because then our animal services can get those animals adopted.
Sure.
And so that is something, if you are interested in trying to help contribute to that, let me know. And we're set up a donation account. The money goes just for that use only. None of the funds that when we do sponsorships for programs or projects that we're doing ever go to general funds. It goes directly to that department's donation account.
Gotcha.
Right. And they're setting up donation accounts for each department within the city for projects like that. So that therefore the money doesn't have to go filtering through general and then get back there. So it can't get lost along the way. It's deposited directly in that account with an earmark.
Awesome.
So we want to make sure that people are aware of that. And that's something that we really I'd love to plug that. I know a lot of people do try to get pets, and you and I we have this conversation because I think it's a really important conversation. So I'll bring it up again. But pets are not gifts that you can give without people knowing.
Yeah,
without people wanting those.
The person you're intending it for better be involved in every step of the choosing.
Or it better
of that
be
pet.
that you're going to take care of it if it's your kids.
My suggestion is, if you want to make it a surprise, instead of giving them a pet and putting it under the tree, give them a piece of paper saying, hey, I'm going to pay for an adoption of a pet from the animal control or the Humane Society or
one
wherever
free
you go.
trip to pick out your pet.
And let them be in every facet of that adoption process.
I agree. Yeah. And we're getting into the winter months, so make sure your animals do have shelter and bedding, because tonight we're looking, it's going to be 20.
Yeah, the next 2 nights it's below freezing.
In the
overnight.
20s.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to sleep outside with just a thin blanket. They just have a thin little coat. Please, please, please check on your little animals. But we want to make sure that we have this opportunity. If you want to help sponsor some of those adoptions and things, in that way, we do have a donation account set up. So I wanted to mention that. I also want to mention...
just out of curiosity, to give reference, depending on the size of the pet, it's usually roughly around $200 to spay a pet or neuter a pet.
Yeah, I don't
depending
know,
on the
because
size
they do that. They want to get them their shots.
Yeah.
They want to get them microchipped so that if your dog gets lost, they can get it back.
And I believe
you.
it's about $50 to get a chip.
I don't remember. It varies from vet to vet.
Well, I'm just trying to ballpark. So people are like, well, how much should I donate? If you're saying I want to donate everything from one pet, I'd say around $200.
Yeah,
probably.
I would think that will get a good start with it. It varies with things because they get their shots too. Some of them have already had shots. Some of them come in and they've been fixed, but they don't have microchip and they don't have shots.
Sure.
Some of them come in and they maybe they've already got that much done on it because they were sick when they came in.
Sure.
And they've already gotten some vet care, which means they already gave them their shots, but they still need to be fixed and they need to have a chip.
Yeah.
So each animal will vary on the amount, but anything can help, because some of those could be partial sponsorships. Maybe the family can afford part of it, but they can't afford all of it.
Sure.
So anything you give can help contribute to it.
Yeah.
And so we really would love to see animals have the opportunity. Now, the animal services work really hard with the local rescues and try to get those animals placed.
Yeah, they do an amazing job of working.
They really want very, very much to give those animals a better life.
So as Kathy's saying that, if you're at animal control, walking through the cages and kennels there, and you're not seeing a pet that connects to you, walk right next door to the Humane Society.
That's absolutely right.
Because you're rescuing a pet regardless of which shelter you pull it out of.
They go in and they get those from the animal services and move them over as they're able, and they have openings and they do work together. The one is not city organized.
Yeah.
It is an independent with I'm thinking the Humane Society is a nonprofit.
Yes, it is.
But they work very closely together to try to, both of them, really have a heart.
And everyone in animal control, they're not in the euthanization game either.
No, they're pet owners.
Yeah.
I asked them. I went by and met the animal services people, and I took one of my appreciation projects because someone wanted to donate things for them. And so I took mine, gave them their little thank you gifts and thanked them for their services and stuff. And I asked them, I said, how many of you guys have pets yourself? And every one of them raised their hand.
Yeah.
And that is not a job as a pet owner. That's got to be hard.
Yeah, a lot of emotions there.
A lot of emotions there.
Yeah.
But you have animals that are frightened or hurt or aggressive, and you're trying to get them off the street and get them to a place that's safe and a place where they can possibly find a new home and be adopted.
And this is just a straight truth.
Yes.
There are some people that are just bad pet owners out there.
They shouldn't have pets.
They don't take, they weren't raised.
Yeah, they don't know how or
to
they
way
don't
to
want
take
to.
care of pets. And so some people look at pets as some kind of commodity like livestock or something, and they treat them as such. And,
Right.
And and you can't. A pet is very much
They're
a part of the family.
They're domesticated and they're social.
Yeah, they aren't wild animals.
No.
You got to treat them as such, and that's kind of how it goes. Yep. But anyway, not to get all philosophical about it here. If you'd like to help out, please
please do.
And if you're thinking like in your head, because I know some people that are fluent and thinking, well, man, I'd like to pay for a dozen spay or neuters. I would guesstimate, if you want a rough number, on average, I'm going to say it's probably about $200 on average for a person to adopt a pet, depending on size and what's needed. But like a big dog costs more to spay or neuter than a little dog does, and same thing, But then again, little dogs have other things that big dogs don't. So it's roughly about $200 is what I would say safely is a planning number.
Yeah, and dog. We would love that. If you call me, contact me, Kathy Lay. You can call the City Hall.
Yeah.
And you can talk to Kathy Lay, Lay. And I would love to be able to get some of that facilitated. We would really appreciate that. One other thing I was going to mention is in our rec department, the recreation, we have classes or programs and things that we would love. If you have an idea of something you would like to see, or if you can teach a class or coach a team, that'd be awesome. Yeah. For the referees, for the games, things like that. There's a real opportunity for volunteers. They do have positions that they pay, it's a small amount for people that teach regular classes and stuff as well. But if you have an idea for something you'd like to teach at the rec department, maybe you do ballroom dancing, maybe you do square dancing, line dancing. Maybe you do that CrossFit training or jazzercise or any number of courses that you think the community, or you have people that you would like to teach it in a setting like that, contact the rec department and say, hey, I have a programming idea and I'd really like to teach it, or I know someone who can. Sure. And then they also have an online form. If there is something you would like to have them make available at the rec department, submit that online form. If you go to the City of Roswell website and go to the recreation department, they actually have a form for submitting ideas for programs or classes and things that you would like to see them have.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the recreation center. That facility is for we the people of Roswell.
Exactly.
We kind of dictate what we want and don't want, and obviously the staff and everything comes up with programs and ideas, thinking, hey, people might like this, but at the end of the day,
they don't always know what you want.
They're going to do exactly what the public demands there. So if there's a bunch of people saying, man, y'all should have chess tournaments here or whatever it is that you're into, let them know.
Shuffleboard.
And they'll say, you know what?
Who knows?
All right, that's something within our means. We can set that up here. If you're thinking, well, shoot, they got all these amazing weights, but only a certain percent. All right, well, let's restructure that where we keep the weights maybe for here for certain groups, and then we'll use this area for something else that more people would be. That's
they want to know what people will come to and participate in and what they're looking for.
Yeah, that's the whole point, to to make that facility suit the needs of the community. And
people have creative ideas sometimes, like you and I talk laughingly say goat yoga. It's like they have really interesting ideas. I've seen some where they'll do like these little babies that they bring their little kids and they do exercises together with the kids and stuff. There's all kinds of ideas people have. But if nobody comes to the class because nobody really wants that, you can come up with ideas, but you're looking for things people want to do with that facility because it is ours. It's not it is a community's.
We pay for it.
That's right. It's a community's gathering place to do recreation and do fun things together. So what do you guys want? So let them know. What do you want? What do you want to have over there that you think it'd be great? You know, there's people that would attend it, or you have a group that wants to do it, or you're a teacher and you know you've got students that would want to come to it if they could do it at the rec. Let them know.
Absolutely.
So they're looking for teachers. They're looking for coaches. They're looking for referees.
And if you love to coach and ref and those things, it's very much an instructional environment in those games. These are usually, especially the younger kids when they're playing basketball or volleyball or some of these sports for the first time. It's not. Obviously, when they get to high school levels, it's a little more competitive. This level, they're really learning the fundamentals of the game.
There's all different ages.
You're actually cementing the passion for that game at that level. So when you're the referee out there or the coach of these kids on the basketball, yes, the skill set is going to be crazy and all over the place. But you're making it fun. You're actually creating the passion of these sports that you probably have a passion for these kids. So it's not like, if you want to ref, I know you look at like the high school refs and all that, and you're like, man, they take a lot of heat. I don't know if I want,
I don't want that job.
Which people need to stop doing that. But this is a different world. This is, everyone's training like, depending on the age of the kids, obviously, they may stop the game to do a teachable moment here, depending on,
They're so sweet. They're so sweet.
Yeah, the outcome of the final score is not so much the important thing. Is are they appreciating what the game is? Are they loving it? Are they having fun?
Yeah.
Are they learning it? So,
and it gives them something that can be very healthy and can give them a good outlet for their time and their interest. And it's like it could be lifelong health for themselves. Just a lot of things that it brings, that recreation brings to our kids and our youth when they're growing up. So it's a really valuable thing to give.
And that's where Kathy's talking about it. If you have those interests, those passions, and you want to get a bigger draw for that and utilize that. And that's really all the city stuff.
Sure.
Libraries, no different.
Listen, I've got a volunteer application. You go to the City of Roswell.
Yeah.
You go to the website and you click on the City of Roswell, and then right at the top you'll see little words on the right-hand side. It says, how do I, ... Hold your mouse over that, and a pop-up window comes out. Top right, it says volunteer. Click on volunteer, and there's an online volunteer application. And we would love to have, the city is opening its doors to welcome volunteers to bring your skill set, your passions, your talents, your time, your efforts, to meet new people, maybe find a new career path if you're younger, if you're a young adult or an older teen and you'd like to start volunteering. We had a civic dinner at the convention center, and they've just recently reopened with the city managing it. They've got like a skeleton staff right now. They're building their staff numbers.
Sure.
But this was the first dinner they'd hosted. So they needed people to help with volunteering to just be the greeters at the door and do different tasks that night.
Just kind of do the minutia.
Because they just fill water glasses. They didn't have enough hands to do it. So I called the Key Club, and I called the ENMUR's Circle K Club, and I called some of my individual volunteers.
Rallied the troops,
and I said, come on, wait, can you help? Can you please? And this was a required training for civic volunteers who are on civic boards. So it was a required board training. So they made it into a dinner to thank those volunteers for serving in these advisory boards across different groups of the city. And those volunteers came in. They did a fabulous job. The guy that is the director there was so impressed. He said, if any of them want a job, tell them to contact me. I had some that may end up applying for part-time jobs there because they're hiring part-time at the Civic Center. You need a job, guys? They're hiring at the Visitor Center. I mean, not the Visitor Center, the Civic Center.
Yeah. Opportunities are plenty if you're just willing to go out there and look for them. Yeah.
The city's got lots of jobs. You may come to volunteer and find you really love that.
Yeah.
And you may find a new career or an opportunity to share your skills, your knowledge.
Absolutely.
Like the flute ensemble is going to be doing a thing at the library and playing and sharing music with the kids there. There's just lots of opportunities to volunteer.
Absolutely.
So if hit us up, we will hook you up.
You mentioned the library there too. I know all the time they have programs and events there of people that just experience or do something. I mean, like if you love crochet, they have a crochet group that meets almost, I don't know if it's every week or bi-weekly, but they meet often there. Same with like computer and chess. They have people that have that passion, and so they talk to the library, and the library say, "Great, we'll set something up, and then one Saturday a month or whatever, you can come out and learn to chess or learn computer skills."
Correct. They have opportunities there.
Yeah, and that's all people just showing their passion.
Yeah, second Saturdays at the Roswell Museum.
Yeah,
they have like a second Saturday event where they do different activities and stuff. There's so many.
It's free those Saturdays
to the families.
Public.
And people of all ages can go there. But they need sometimes they'll need interns or docents, or they will need extra hands to help with those second Saturday events. Each of the different departments over at the zoo. There's so many different places at the animal services when they're doing adoption events.
Yeah.
And they need extra hands just to walk the dogs around the leash or even just to sit and socialize with those little animals so that they're come over to the side of the cage when people come in, and they'll be more welcoming of strangers and less fearful of strangers.
Have a familiar person with them.
Yeah, just to have somebody, or just to get them used to being around other people.
Yeah.
There's so many different opportunities, and if you are interested in helping, and even at just simple things like out at the cemetery, going out and helping those guys to straighten up some of those. There's 32,000 graves out at the cemetery. And they just trying to get things off of the main path that where the wind, we had a windstorm last night. Like I said, the chairs were laying all over my front porch. I can't imagine what it did to some of those ornaments and decorations people put on graves that are blown all over the place.
Imagine they got a lot of work this morning.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of opportunities, all different kinds of work. If your club or youth group wants to do a fundraiser with it, I have with the Keep Roswell Beautiful, a little bit of money still left.
Yeah.
Your youth group can come out and do a 2-hour cleanup.
And raise
I'll give you the cleanup supplies, $400
for that.
2 hours, 10 youth, 11 to 17. Or 10 youth or more.
Yeah.
You go out and do a cleanup in a public area. I can give you the forms. You fill out, tell me where you're going to go. I'll give you cleanup supplies. You go clean up for a couple hours. You come back, fill out our little invoice. We'll pay you $400.
I imagine there's a lot of little league teams or church group teams or
We've
scout
had
troops or any
the
of those.
Roswell High School Band. We had the Lady
boosters,
Coyotes just recently
Yeah,
did one. We had the Youth Challenge Academy recently did one. And man, they're picking up lots of trash and they're making Roswell a nicer place. And I'm using grant money to pay them.
That's great.
And so it's wonderful. So I still have a little bit of money left. Hit me up. I would love to.
And the real winning part about it is the fact that we got young people seeing how the sausage is made and seeing what it takes to make a community great. And so when these young men and women are our age and old men and women, they're running the show and doing it very well. You know what I mean?
And it'll make them understand better how important it is to throw your trash in a trash can and not just chunk it on the ground.
Absolutely.
How much effort it does and how much nicer it looks. It's like skin in the game and buy-in.
Absolutely.
And it can really help them to have a better attitude towards the way they treat our environment and stuff.
Absolutely.
So
I
anyway,
just saw the time. We're running short here.
Yep.
I guess probably the quick is go to the city's website and research a lot of this stuff.
You can.
If you have questions, Roswell.
If you have any questions, you can call me or email me. Kathy Lay. My number is 575-500-0395.
Yeah. And then roswell-nm.gov is the city's website. You can see everything city related there.
Yeah, keep Roswell beautiful.
Yeah, and if you get a little lost there, don't hesitate to call and get...
call City Hall and ask for Kathy Lay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll help you. I'll hook you up.
There you go. And she's not related to the potato chip people, so don't be asking her for chip money.
We're not those Lays. It's Lay, not Lays.
Yeah, that's right. It's just one Lay.
There's
don't
just
get
not
Lays.
I don't have multiples. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Kathy. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
And if I don't see you before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I imagine I will, but in case I don't, Merry Christmas.
We stay busy.
Yes, take care. We'll see you next time.
The event will be held on December 14th at 2 o'clock p.m. at the Solid Waste Department. The Solid Waste Department is located at 3006 West Brasher Road in Roswell. Also, the Artesia Police Department is congratulating several officers upon their promotions. The officers have gone through a rigorous assessment and were selected by the points they accumulated throughout their entire testing process. Chantel Longway is promoted to Commander of Patrol, while Jeff Letcher is promoted to Commander of Criminal Investigations. David Bailey, Beth Hahn, and Xavier Anaya are all promoted to Patrol Sergeants on the Artesia Police Department. You're up to date. Have a great day. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
This may sound harsh at first, but hear me out. You shouldn't give money to any crowdfunding efforts that would supposedly help victims of the Oxford High School shooting. I'm Kim Commando with Why, brought to you by Simply Safe. Right now, my listeners can get 40% off Simply Safe's award-winning home security. Learn more at simplysafekim.com. Tragedies traditionally bring communities together, but today, in this atmosphere of rampant crime and fraud, you can't trust online pleas to help Oxford High School shooting victims. There are two reasons. First, to my knowledge, they're not asking for help. Secondly, you can't be certain that any crowdfunding through GoFundMe, Facebook, or any link anywhere else will really go to help the victims. If you want to give with certainty this season, give directly to only well-respected charitable organizations. For that, head to charitynavigator.com. They've done the homework that you need to see before you give to any charities. The site again, charitynavigator.com. Get breaking tech news at commando.com. Do you have boxes of old photos that have been fading away for years? This holiday season, give the gift of preserving precious memories forever with an Epson Fast Photo Scanner. My favorite part is having fun rediscovering and sharing those memories with friends and family. The Epson Fast Photo automatically scans, organizes, and restores all different sizes of photos. Start spreading holiday cheer and preserve what's priceless. Add the Epson Fast Photo Scanner to your holiday shopping list at OfficeMax, Staples, and Epson.com/FastPhotoKim. Dell Technologies end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers powered by Intel Core processors for your small business. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top brand electronics. And with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Welcome to DSI, New Mexico's business technology leader. We help you digitally transform your business to do more, faster, and more secure. Selecting DSI gives you access to the world's best technologies, award-winning local technicians, and our commitment to the New Mexico communities we serve. One local source for all your technology products, services, and the personalized support you can only get from DSI.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, it was the season opener for the Goddard Rockets boys basketball team, starting a little bit later than everybody else, by about a week. But Goddard took on a tough opponent at home last night and fell to Carlsbad 56-32. Carlsbad's now 5-1 on the season. Goddard was led by senior Damian Aragon's 9 points. Goddard next in the action, tournament action against Hope Christian, another tough team. That'll be Thursday night at 6:30. And a late arriving score from Monday night, Roswell falls to Las Cruces 75-36. Roswell still seeking its first victory, and they'll try to do that against El Dorado from Albuquerque on Thursday at 4 o'clock. That's part of the Cleveland tournament in Rio Rancho. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Instagram on Tuesday launched a feature that urges teenagers to take breaks from the photo-sharing platform and announced other tools aimed at protecting young users from harmful content on the Facebook-owned service. The former head of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power has agreed to plead guilty to taking bribes in a corruption scandal that grew out of an automated billing disaster that stuck ratepayers with exorbitant bills. David Wright admitted in court papers that he schemed with a lawyer hired to help resolve the billing fiasco and secretly pushed through a 3-year, $30 million no-bid contract for a company the attorney created. On Wall Street, the Dow up 492 points, closing at 35,719. The Nasdaq gained 461 to 15,686, and the S&P 500 added 95 points to 4,686. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
You're invited. Come be a part of the grand opening celebration of the Valley Cafe on Tuesday, December 14th. Located inside the 180 Youth Building at Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try some of their signature recipes, like the sweet and spicy burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman burger with creamy green chili sauce. Need a morning pick-me-up? Swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And good morning. Closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. Our interview with gubernatorial candidate Mark Ronchetti next hour. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Another setback for President Biden's effort to impose COVID vaccine mandates on American workers.
A federal district judge on Tuesday imposed a nationwide injunction against the president's vaccine mandate for federal contractors. In his ruling, Judge Stan Baker noted the president's overreach via the use of executive order and a lack of approval from Congress. Baker writes the mandate, quote, operates as a regulation of public health. Of 5 Biden vaccine mandates, 3 have been interrupted by the courts, 1 put on hold until next year, and just 1, which applies to military personnel, is currently in effect. Bob Agnew reporting.
And in New York City, outgoing Mayor Bill de Blasio's mandate for city workers put on hold by a state Supreme Court judge. Russia, China, Iran. Our military affairs analyst, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, says there's a good reason those 3 U.S. adversaries are on the move of late.
The geostrategic effects of Mr. Biden's fiasco from the Afghan withdrawal this year has not only urged Putin to take a chance with Ukraine, but we've seen similar issues with Taiwan. And, of course, the Iranians are back on the path toward a nuclear weapon.
President Biden threatening Russia with tough economic sanctions if it goes into Ukraine. Looks like the U.S. will not be alone in its diplomatic boycott of the February Winter Olympics in Beijing.
It will come as no surprise that the Australian government will not be sending any official representatives to the forthcoming Winter Games in China.
Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison saying his country will join the boycott prompted by human rights concerns. Watching Wall Street, stocks have turned mixed. Right now, the Dow is up 18 points, while the Nasdaq trading 19 points lower, the S&P 2 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
New report from the group Reporters Without Borders highlights China's harsh crackdown on journalists. It's a crackdown on a free press.
RSF highlights the case of Zhang Zhan, the lawyer-turned-citizen journalist who documented lockdown conditions in Wuhan, the city where COVID first surfaced. She's now in ill health, serving a 4-year prison sentence after being found guilty of picking quarrels and provoking trouble. At least 9 others in Wuhan suffered the same fate. RSF's latest report also highlights the almost complete shutdown of a once vibrant media in the Chinese territory of Hong Kong. Now, many journalists there are considering whether to go into exile or risk arrest.
That's the BBC's Celia Hatton. India's military chief and 12 others have been killed in a helicopter crash in the southern part of the country. India's Air Force saying the helicopter met with a tragic accident. News and analysis, townhall.com. Closing arguments due today in the trial of an actor accused of staging a phony hate crime in Chicago.
Well, Jussie Smollett was calm during defense questions on Monday. On his second day of testimony, he seemed irritated as Special Prosecutor Dan Webb revealed inconsistencies about private messages regarding the attack in January 2019. Smollett also denied that driving around with the Osendero brothers a few days before the alleged attack was a practice run. He said he had planned to work out with one brother but called it off when the other came along. Smollett has testified there was no hoax on his part, and the Osenderos are lying when they say he paid them to attack him. Closing arguments are set for Wednesday. Margie Zarletta, Chicago.
Parts of Hawaii swamped with more than a foot of rain from a powerful storm system that continues to pound the islands. There have been multiple high water rescues in Honolulu. And on Wall Street, the Dow up 49 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Yeah, welcome to Hump Day, middle of the week. It's the first time, generally, most of us start thinking about what's going on this weekend. You're like, all right, I'm officially halfway through the week here. Now I'm on the downward slide. What are we doing this weekend? So, enjoy your thoughts of weekend. Big journeys, big plans, whatever. Because they're always bigger in our head than they actually do with them. You know, we all get planned and hyped up. We're all like, yeah, all right, we're going to have so much fun this weekend. Mm-hmm. But I think the more fun's the thinking about the fun you're going to have. Because when you have the fun, you're like, oh, man, it's almost over. Yeah.
Stuffy.
Someone closed my window.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I got stuffy.
Uh-huh. Glad I have my heater on, like a normal person.
Well, I do. It's called the rest of the building.
So here,
it's an inferno next door, and if we leave
that's
ours
why I'm
off.
trying to take some of the pressure off in my office. No, getting back to what you were talking about, though, that's why I try to keep my expectations low.
Yeah.
I've always tried to tamp my expectations just so I know that at best it's going to be better than my expectations, and at worst it's going to maybe meet them.
Yeah, it's the dodgeball logic.
Yeah,
the movie Dodgeball, where you set the bar too high. If you set it low, then you achieve it. You feel like you're a success every time.
That's right. I literally was doing a story about this today that Americans go through about 1,458, I think is what the number was, small victories every year. It works out to about 4 a day.
All right.
It's things like, finding a 20 in your pocket that you forgot you had, little
morning
things.
Constitutional goes just perfectly. Yeah.
The commute that you had with all green lights, little victories,
Yeah, extra piece of meat in your sandwich.
And I made the joke that, I'm like Dominic Toretto in so far as I don't live my life a quarter mile at a time. I live my life one little victory at a time because that's pretty much all I can hope for.
There you go.
Little footholds in life. And so, little things like that, just, they keep you going.
There you go.
Keep the boat afloat.
Speaking of little things that I enjoyed, that could go in a lot of directions.
It really could.
Last night, I watched a
Especially considering what you're going to talk about.
I watched a television program.
Mm-hmm.
For those that have been out of the woods on this, Jimmy Kimmel, and I think he's kind of the guy behind all this for ABC that's been doing this. Well, he's partnered with Norman Lear. If for younger folks who don't know who Norman Lear is,
the owner of Lear Field. He runs all the Red Raiders football. No, I'm totally kidding.
Basically, he's the Chuck Lorre of the 70s and 80s. And you're like, well, who's Chuck Lorre? All right, Chuck Lorre's the guy that Big Bang Theory, pretty much any sitcom that's a hit right now, Chuck Lorre had a hand in it.
Right.
From Mike and Molly to Big Bang Theory. Matter of fact, he got started, I think, like Roseanne and those. Like
he got started there. Two Broke Girls was his.
Yeah. But anyway, he's
2.5 Men.
He's like the creative guy behind all those shows. Well, Norman Lear is that of the 70s and 80s.
Right.
All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Facts of Life, Different Strokes. The list goes on and on. There's a ton of shows, but Anyway, over the last couple years, Norman Lear is still alive, by the way. He's 99
Which
years old.
blows my mind. Here's the thing. Him and Sherwood Schwartz, because Sherwood hung in for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who created Gilligan's Island, for those who aren't sure. Basically, Sherwood Schwartz was Norman Lear's predecessor. Like he was the guy before Norman Lear. I'm not sure if they just keep him cryogenic. If you're like a director in Hollywood, you just get like cryogenically frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Or once you get that Norman Lear money, are you just like able to just keep it going?
Yeah, maybe. But he looks good. He's still like... So what they've been doing is they've been doing a couple of... Over the last like 2 years or so, they've been doing... really since COVID, kind of. They've been doing... a
little bit before.
I think a little before.
Yeah, they started doing like some of the Different Strokes ones before that.
I think it started with Jeffersons.
No, it was Jeffersons and what's the other one? Good Times.
Good Times, yeah. So anyway, so last night they did another one of these where they do a live of two back-to-back of episodes of Norman Lear shows, and they recreate them with new actors, and they try to set it up to look very much like it did when they originally aired the show back in the 80s, 70s, whenever it originally broadcast. So last night they chose two shows that were connected to each other, The Facts of Life and Different Strokes. Both of them had, and the connection is, Different Strokes was a spinoff of The Facts of Life.
And see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Mrs. Garrett went on to do Different Strokes.
Right.
I had no idea on that.
When the facts, or I'm sorry, Different Strokes begat Facts of Life.
Okay, so one begat.
I'm sorry, I had it reversed.
I feel like Facts of Life was...
I had it reversed because Mrs. Garrett's job was the housekeeper for the Drummonds.
Right.
And then she got an offer to take over the school. And so when they decided to green light The Facts of Life, they wrote her off of
Different
Strokes so she could leave New York City to go and be the head house mother or whatever at the school.
Basically, Mr. Belvedere.
Kinda, yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. So they put two episodes. They put an episode of The Facts of Life.
Okay.
And then an episode of Different Strokes. Now they're not related like they didn't air back to back.
Yeah, they weren't like a crossover episode, but there's connective tissue in that Mrs. Garrett.
Because they're actually the Different Strokes episode they play is probably from the first season, is my guess.
Okay.
Whereas The Facts of Life was a later season. It wasn't so late that they're like moved on to run their little bake shop and all those last years.
Right.
But Joe is in it. The character Joe, and she wasn't in the first season. There was a lot of girls in the first season that didn't make it to season 2 of The Facts of Life. There's quite a few of those characters that were main characters in season 1. They just aren't back in season 2. And Joe was one of the ones that came later that replaced some of the cornucopia of girls they had before.
Right.
But anyway, so they picked those two episodes, and then the lady that played the Charlotte Ray character, Mrs. Garrett, I've seen her before. I don't remember her name. She's in both episodes.
I'm trying to pull up the cast right now.
Okay. So Facts of Life, they had a bunch of actresses I've seen in movies and TV, but I didn't know.
Hold on.
Jennifer Aniston.
Was Blair?
Wow. The rest are...
That's a big get.
John Stewart is in this episode.
Okay.
As is Jason Bateman and not Will Ferrell, Will Arnett.
Okay. The maternal role of Mrs. Garrett is being taken on by an actress best known for being anything but maternal, Ann Dowd, who won an Emmy playing the sinister Aunt Lydia on Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
In fact,
That's why I kind of saw her, but I didn't really know her.
Since the character appeared on both Facts of Life and Different Strokes, Dowd is actually performing both live recreations. According to Kindle, fans will be stunned to see how much Dowd resembles Ray from back in the day, complete with bouffant red hair.
She did look very, very convincing as Mrs. Garrett.
So, okay, who's playing... So Catherine Hahn is playing Joe.
Yeah, I've seen her before.
Played Joe.
But I've seen her in TV and stuff. I just don't know her name.
Catherine Hahn, she was Agatha in WandaVision. She appeared opposite Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell on Apple TV's The Shrink Next Door.
Ooh, I want to see that. That's
she's joining the cast of the upcoming Knives Out 2. That's
okay.
Catherine Hahn. Tootie was played by Gabrielle Union.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a big get.
That is a good get. Natalie was Allison Tolman.
She looks familiar too.
She was Molly from the first season of Fargo.
Okay. Yeah. She looked familiar too. Now, So they do the facts of life, and it's really good. Now the original cast, they have some of the original cast that comes out at the beginning to So Blair, actually, the real Blair, the actress that played Blair, she sings the Facts of Life theme song with celebrity.
Nice.
With
Ooh,
somebody,
you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have the facts of life.
And then they had the Kim Fields, the lady that played Tootie, and then Mindy Cohn, who played Natalie in the original. And Tootie looks exactly the same. Blair looks pretty much the same. Mindy Cohn, she's aged. She looked a little bit older than.
Well, one of them had to.
Yeah. So then,
in order for the other two to maintain their youth, they had to sacrifice the one.
Yeah.
To the goat god.
And so then they went over to the Different Strokes, and that's where you're like, okay, now for folks that's Gary Coleman.
Right. What you talking about, Willis?
So his claim, that's where Gary Coleman got famous, was from the TV show Different Strokes. So the cast, the actors that, it's actually a little bit more famous cast, or at least older cast of celebrities that have been around longer.
Right.
So I know who they are. But Damon Wayans plays Willis.
Which, that just because I'm picturing Todd Bridges, and that totally fits.
By the way, and this is sad, there's only one person left alive from the cast of Different Strokes.
Todd Bridges?
Todd Bridges is
He's
it.
it?
Everyone else has passed away.
Really?
Norma Ray's passed. The guy that played Mr. Drummond's passed.
Right, I knew that. Yeah, Gary
Dana
Coleman
Plano
obviously.
passed.
I knew that
and
Plano
Gary
passed.
Coleman's passed. They're
That's
all
crazy.
gone. They're all gone except Willis.
For as long as a cast like Gilligan's Island held out, it's kind of shocking to think about that Todd Bridges, the one who was the most messed up. Let's be honest. The one
I don't know, man. Dana Plano was
Okay,
right there.
yeah, in fairness, Plato was too. But you've heard some of the stories of Todd Bridges and how he used to get down.
Yeah, to be honest, if you would have, like at the beginning of when the show kind of left, if you would have had to like take bets on who was you would have probably bet Todd Bridges.
Yeah.
He was the one involved in the most drugs and issues.
Or at least the most public ones.
But he got all his done when he was young.
Right.
And where Dana Plano, she was young too. She just
kept it going.
Yeah. And then Gary Coleman, his issues are more medical than anything. I mean, he had a rough go of it there for a while, but his are more medical due to his condition that caused him to be, 3 foot tall or whatever he was. But anyway, so Willis is played by Damon Wayans,
which fits.
John Lithgow plays Mr. Drummond.
And actually, as I was looking that up, that totally fits.
The episode they did not have a Dana Plato.
Okay.
There was no Kimberly in that episode, so there was no. And then in this, it worked.
Because I was curious, because here's the thing with all of these, they try to be sensitive. They try to like look at how, well, it was a different time and we were telling a different story. And so they try to like do it the right way.
No, they did
If like the directors today were like, so I'm imagining, did they cast a little person? Did they cast somebody with hypopituitarism?
No. Kevin Hart. Comedian actor Kevin Hart. Plays Arnold.
That's amazing.
And he does a great job.
Because he's so tiny.
But he really plays Arnold like he did then.
Right.
Because Arnold was a little kid. Even
what you talking about?
Like he was 10 or whatever.
I have to go back and watch this.
And so he's like trying to flip up on the bed like a little kid and do all the things. He's wearing the pajamas like a little kid. It's funny. And here's and this will be a spoiler alert. In case you've got it on your DVR, maybe not listening.
Tune out now.
Special guest in that one was in that episode. Willis has a friend that he's doing photography with, and that's the whole premise. Is Arnold keeps messing up his photography project, and so they want their space and all that. It's a brother quarrel. That's basically the premise of the episode.
Gotcha.
So his high school or his school buddy that's with him to do it, one Snoop Dogg. It's Damon Wayans and Snoop Dogg as buddies. It was.
That's fantastic.
And I'm going to wrap it up here because we got to get the interview in and all that. But I will tell you this, another part, and you should check this out. ABC did a whole thing with this hour-and-a-half special. They made all of their ads their previews for their shows in 70s and 80s style.
Did they do the ads in the style of it, or did they rerun old ads?
No. They made here's what they did. They did two things.
Okay.
They did the promos for their other shows and stuff. They filmed them in a 70s style.
Gotcha.
But attached to the actual show, they had ads for like Kraft, Kool-Aid, but but they were all vintage style redone ads.
They redid vintage. Oh my!
But they redid it with comedy. Carlton, the guy who plays Carlton,
Alfonso Ribeiro.
He's in every one of them, and they're delightful. They're funny. They're craft. They're like they're different scenario ones for like Kraft cheese. There's like one for the insurance agents coming to look over, and the Kool-Aid man busts through, and the Kool-Aid guys sit there like
so good.
They are great.
Thank you for that.
Every one of those are in between. Go check them out.
I'm going to go find those right now.
Yes, they're
Thank
great.
You so much.
That's
for that.
I laughed at every single one of them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It is 8:20. Here is your weather, and don't forget we are going to be interviewing our player interview we had with gubernatorial candidate Mark Ronchetti here. But first, your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice today. It will be a little bit breezy, mostly sunny, and our high in the low 70s. Overnight, partly cloudy, upper 30s to low 40s, and then the gusty wind kicks in tomorrow with low pressure and a cold front approaching our area. A few gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. We'll stay in the low 70s, and we should keep the sunshine. Very windy conditions expected on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 37 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 46%. Winds are calm at the moment. Today, some increasing clouds, but highs near 70, 69 officially, with southwest winds 5 to 10. And tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 39 degrees with southwest winds 5 to 10. Thursday will be in the low 70s tomorrow. Mostly sunny, 73 for a high. Winds won't be too bad tomorrow. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tomorrow night. Warm, overnight low of 46 with southwest winds 10 to 15. And then Friday, the wind front comes in, brings in a little cooler temperatures. Sunny, 66. But the winds will be breezy out of the southwest, 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour on Friday. Friday night, cooler, mostly clear, overnight low of 25. And then weekend's going to be a little cooler as well. Sunny, high of only 53 Saturday. Sunday will be back about 10 degrees warmer, 63 for a high on Sunday. All right, it is 8:22. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, our interview with Mark Ronchetti. I'm trying to combine words. Mark Ronchetti, candidate for governor. That's what I was trying to say. We're going to spit that out eventually. Quick break. We'll be back.
The most wonderful sale of the century is on now at Roswell Nissan for 6 days only. Prices slashed across the lot, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get a 2017 Sentra for just $219 a month, a 2013 Civic for just $199 a month, or a 2011 Hyundai Tucson for just $169 a month. Play Lucky Lotto to win cash and prizes and register to win a brand new hard-to-find Xbox Series X. Drawing Saturday, December 11th, 1 p.m. Must be present to win. The most wonderful sale of the century on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Nook's Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to you with new winter hours. The restaurant is now open 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and the store 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. Be sure to get your last order in by 6:30 p.m. Delicious, authentic dishes, including a variety of Thai noodle soups, dried egg noodles, dumplings, and more, served at your table or to go. While you wait, browse the store with lots of fresh new ingredients like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili. Nook's Asian Market, South Main, Roswell.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
It's back and just in time for Christmas, the Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree. Come experience a winter wonderland of vendors. Over 50 will be fully stocked to help you take care of all of your Christmas shopping. No waiting, no shipping. The Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree is Saturday and Sunday, December 11 and 12 at the Eddy County Fairgrounds. Family fun includes a cornhole tournament, Moose Caboose Kids Train with Mechanical Bull, Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, and more. Bring the kids because you know who will be there too. Saturday and Sunday, December 11 and 12 at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. And thanks to Navajo Refining Holly Frontier for helping us get the word out.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907 or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
The holiday super sale is on now at LGS Guns & Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's Gun & Ammo headquarters is wrapping up your holiday shopping with 10% off store-wide. Save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need from brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Take 15% off all Liberty safes and get a free Sarge Growler when you spend $200 or more. The holiday super sale on now at LGS Guns & Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo in Hobbs or Roswell and at lgsguns.com.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 95% of people text things they could never say in person. Check your text messages. We just sent you something. Here's Mike Winters.
Welcome back to the morning show, and joining us in studio this morning, gubernatorial candidate Mark Ronchetti back with us. Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
Good to be back.
Good deal. So last time I spoke to you, you were running a Senate race, and I got to be honest, I was excited. You made some headway, I feel, in that Senate race, even though you didn't get the ultimate prize there. I think you raised some awareness for folks here. So I got to ask, you went back to being a meteorologist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure living a good life there as the meteorologist.
Right. Yeah.
What made you say, you know what, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring for governor here?
Well, I think initially, once the Senate race ended, we looked back at how that went, and we were frustrated too, Mike. We looked at it and said, what really happened here? And we went back through the numbers and we saw what we did accomplish, which was, there were 11 Senate candidates in the country that outran the president, and 10 of them were incumbents, and we were the 11th. And so what we started to realize was we had the 5th highest margin in the nation. Mm-hmm. We started to realize is we galvanized a lot of really good people together in a tough environment, but it was a great environment in the same respect. And so we went back to KRQE, and honestly, what we found was we've got a reception from certain people in the state that was very, very negative.
Wow.
And so
you basically got blacklisted a little bit.
Well, we had, I think the governor took aim at us. Yeah. It's been reported in the Albuquerque Journal. She took aim at us for the better part of a year.
You upset the apple cart,
right?
And they didn't like that.
And that was the point, right? Yeah. So you bloody the nose of the people in charge. And so what that makes you realize is we have to keep pushing for the people of this state. And when we were running the Senate race, we were accused of running either a mayor's race or a governor's race, because what we were talking about was crime, education, and jobs.
The things that people are mad about.
The things people are mad about, and the things that a governor has the best purview over.
Sure.
And so we decided, with my wife and I and my daughters, we went through a lot of discussion and a lot of prayer about this and trying to figure out, is this the path that we think we should follow? And eventually we decided that there's too much at stake here. We live in a great state where there is a better way forward. We can address these issues. These aren't issues that can't be fixed.
Sure.
But if we don't change directions, they won't be. And so that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. So before we talk, the issues and things here, your relationship with, coming back, I imagine they're very supportive of this and being really working with you on some of this because in essence, they're kind of helping you out here by allowing you to go and do this stuff.
I think they were very supportive of the Senate thing in the respect that they just kind of said, they backed away and said, do what you think you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think that running for governor is a little different. I think it's hard for them because there was so much back and forth.
Sure.
And they took so much incoming for being, associated with me, really, in so many ways. So you have to stand up and you have to make a choice at that point, especially as someone who's on the air and all this stuff's coming at you.
Sure.
The question is the fight worth it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to ask. And you genuinely have to ask yourself that. You can say, I've been in the middle of this and that and everything else. But until you're taking those shots every single day, you really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were educated in that. We were educated in the fact that this was a tough go. And I think KRQE, I'm obviously never going to go back there given my history and everything else. But I think that I appreciate my time there.
Yeah,
I really did.
I would imagine.
And
the insight you get is probably where you're at today because of what you saw and experienced at KRQE.
And you learn in TV, you learn how to move people, right? You learn how to gather an audience and move them. Because if you don't, you get fired. That's just how it rolls.
Sure.
And so that's a really good education going forward. Because I get asked all the time, okay, how does a meteorologist transition into be a governor? But the things are the same effectively. You're taking complex data, you're taking complex policy, you're taking things that we have to be able to get our minds around, packaging them up and presenting them to people to say, look, there's a better way forward. Here's how we can do it differently. Here's the right way to do it. And that's why I think it's great training ground for what we're going into.
Well,
now.
It's all STEM science on that side.
Yeah,
so
right.
you
Absolutely
get that background and understanding.
Yep.
So even if you're making decisions that are science, STEM related thing, you have that experience and background to at least understand what they're presenting you and talking to you. And then I would also throw the other experiences. You're a meteorologist at a news station. You're in the room a lot. You probably talk to reporters. You talk to people that are working on these cases. They're working on these investigations. And you're seeing everything, not just the stuff that gets reported on air, but every angle, even the stuff that they suspect but can't prove, therefore they don't talk about. All of that stuff that we don't see on the nightly news, you're in the room privy to.
No doubt about
Yeah.
it. And I think here's one thing to think about. When you talk about newsrooms, not only in this state, but across the country, those news staffs are half the size they used to be, and they're filling a news hole that's twice the size that it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that tell you? They're bringing in more and more information that's getting vetted less and less. And so many of us look at some of these stories that we see and we're frustrated by them because you look at it and go, how did that get on the air? And I'm not necessarily talking about specifically KRQE, but just in general.
Sure.
And as you look at all these things, you start to say, we have an information age now where we need to be able to go on the offensive. And we as conservatives and we as New Mexicans need to make sure that our stories are being told. Down here in Roswell, Carlsbad, go over to Hobbs. So many great stories can be told about what's happening down here that are not being told now. That needs to change.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. So let me ask here, now that, the Senate run now for governor, obviously some of the issues are the same reasons, but obviously the role of a senator versus the role of governor is a different. So I would imagine there's going to be a different angle of attack on certain issues and things. So let me ask, as governor, what's some of your passion projects? One of the things you're like, you know what? My first time in office, these are the things I want to focus on.
Well, I think three things that we talk about all the time. Crime is number one. Now, part of that is because I live in Albuquerque.
Sure.
Okay, and so we've set records.
We've all
again.
seen
You've all seen it.
nonsense.
And you guys from down here come up and you're like, man, I hope I come home with my car. I mean, honestly, that's what we're talking.
And just folks in Roswell, crime's an issue here too.
Absolutely, it is. No question about it. And what we've done here in this state is we not only have not addressed crime, we've made it harder on our police officers, right? So we've created this mentality that you can challenge police officers. We've created this mentality that they don't need qualified immunity. We've created this mentality that, police officers are really not there to support the community and the community's not there to support the officers. That is horrendous.
Sure.
And it is absolutely tearing at the fabric of the state.
Sure.
So the first thing we have to do, and if you talk to police officers, they'll tell you this. They don't tell you, I want X dollars more to do my job. I want more benefits. They don't tell you that. They say, I want to be backed up by the leaders who we elect.
They arrest these people and they're out the next day.
They're out the next day.
So what deterrent do they have from not doing the crime?
And not only that, they're let out, and then they actually treat officers like it's go time every time they get arrested, right?
Yeah.
Because there's this mentality that, I if I get enough, if I record this, and I'll get people that'll support me no matter what I do.
There's no repercussions for their actions.
Yeah. So a few solid things we can do. First of all, you're right on the catch and release. If you commit violent crime in the state of New Mexico, you belong behind bars until you go to trial. Number one, we don't do it now. We need to. We have a sanctuary city and sanctuary state policies across the state that don't allow the feds and our local police officers to communicate. That's ludicrous.
Yeah.
That needs to stop. And we also need to make sure that we have laws in place that hold these people accountable. I mean, the fact of the matter is we've gone too far the other way, and it's made our lives more dangerous. And what bugs me the most is they just make it difficult now, Mike. I mean, you go in and you look at what this governor has done, and she wonders why she can't find police officers because she doesn't support them.
Exactly. Why would you want to go beat your head against the wall with that one?
Yeah, and then you go back and you look back to, last year and a half ago, they were so interested in going after the president that they wouldn't accept federal support to fight crime in Albuquerque. It's ridiculous. People like Senator Heinrich and the governor, I sit there saying, what are you talking about?
Sure.
If you actually live here and you care about your communities, cut the garbage and let's get these safe communities and let's get people to a point where they don't have to fear walking out their front door.
Sure.
And then education's another one that's huge, right? So we're spending more
always
money.
last.
Yes, right. Now we're 51st. They started adding DC in, by the way. So now
we're even outside the 50 now.
Right. But we can fix this problem too, because the PED takes all this money and they force down their policies onto local school boards like down here in Chaves County. We need to go and empower the local school boards, number one. They need to have the biggest say, not the PED. And then beyond that, not only do we have to get more money into the classroom, but we've got to start to be able to give kids who are really struggling an avenue to get help. So what do I mean by that? I mean, a good way to do it would be to establish education grants for low-income kids. So what we do there is we give them a sum of money that can be used for tutoring.
Okay.
It can be used for transportation. It can be used for learning pods, homeschooling, all different sorts of things. Yeah, you're going to start giving them the ability to be able to address their own education. Because, Mike, it doesn't work if we just say everybody has to do the same thing. We know that doesn't work. And the governor wants to keep doing the same thing because she's beholden to a teachers union that tells her, you have to do this.
And, by the way, they get money based on numbers and everything. It's all about numbers. That's why school districts are like, oh, great, we got more students. That means more money. Doesn't matter if we got the resources. They're going to keep giving us money. And so kids mean dollars to these folks.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem. We got instead of our main goal is to educate, our main goal is to get more kids so we can get more dollars.
Your North Star should be the education of the kid.
Yeah.
Right? And instead, we fund buildings. Right? We fund buildings. Here comes the building. Building gets more money.
Yeah.
And there are so many good stories in New Mexico and a pathway to go forward. One of them are charter schools. We have a great charter school in Albuquerque called MAS Charter School. They have 2,000 kids total, 2 different campuses here. And what they have is a setup where they not only provide uniforms for all the kids, they provide all their school supplies, they have higher reading rates, and they have higher graduation rates across the board. So what are they doing? They're applying for grants. They're doing things that are proactive to help the kid. The kid is the North Star, and there are so many good charter school stories. We can get that going down here in southeastern New Mexico too. It's happening to some degree here, but it can definitely happen to a broader degree.
People are choiceless now. They're like, I either go through the gauntlet and see what happens, or I got to do it on my own. And that's what people are doing.
And the wealthy families, they can send their kids wherever they need to, but it's the kids.
Most of us can't.
Most of us can't.
Yeah.
Middle income, low income families can't do it. And to sit there and tell a family, we're sticking your kid back into a school that's failing is absolutely horrendous, and it has to stop.
Sure. I want to talk a little partisan politics with you because you're the enigma a little bit on this one here. Because this has always been we look at our leaders right now, and this is something I've been saying forever, and I know a lot of people agree with me. How far they want to go with it, it's up to them. But our problem with our politicians is they don't answer to the people anymore. They've always answered to their party. And it's both sides. It's not just Republican, Democrat. Both sides do it. Right now, here in New Mexico, it's more Democrat heavy because it's been that way since the existence of New Mexico. But I was talking with you. It's like we look at our legislature, and it's like I just want to get in the middle again. I mean, you have a unique perspective there because you're not a politician by trade. That you didn't come out of college saying I want to be a politician the rest of my life, which shouldn't be the case for anyone. But that's what happens. Right. So you're in essence now, obviously Republican conservative, but in essence you don't have the beholden promises because you'd have to come up to the Republican Party and create bridges and create you basically are coming and saying, look, I'm just here to try to help people. I'm not beholden to anybody. Right. I'm just here doing my thing. I think that's our problem in politics is we get good people or people with the intent of doing it, right, and the parties just turn them into their machines and so you haven't gone that route. So imagine, are you coming across that running for governor, running for senator?
Well,
is that a hurdle, or is it actually a helpful thing?
I think it's helpful, and I will tell you, I think you're right. You end up in some rooms where people who have been part of a political system for a long time look at me and go, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know." And then we've had those times where but I enjoy those conversations because to me, what it allows us to do is to make each other better and throw things back and forth. Mm-hmm. And part of the reason for getting involved in this race is it's less partisan. It really is. If you're a good governor, you're not driving a political message for your party constantly. Gotcha. You're doing what's right for your state, right? Sure. You see it all the time. My problem with the current governor is she runs this state like she's a member of the House of Representatives in Washington. Yeah. So it is Nancy Pelosi. It is a pound.
The best interests of the Democratic Party,
bingo,
not
versus
the best
the
interests
people
of New Mexico.
That's right. And you're a representative for everybody in this state. Now, it doesn't mean you don't have your conservative values, and it's my belief that we share the same values across this state. I run into very few people who don't share my values in this state, and I don't care what party you're in. Now, admittedly, I think some of that along the way, you have to be able to reach out to people and spend that time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, Mike, those conversations are difficult.
And in all fairness, I think all of us are more alike than different. I mean, you might have your opinion on, I don't know, linchpin topic, abortion, right, or whatever. But at the end of the day, all of us want the best for our families, the best for ourselves. We all want the opportunity to succeed. Yep. We all want that. We all want the best things for our family. That's all universal. We just maybe not agree on how to get there. But if we all, instead of coming through what don't you like about me, what do we got to do to make it better for everybody? Yep. That's I feel we've lost all that. I feel we're all about big D, big R, screw America. And I feel that's the dangerous slope we're down in right now.
Well, so the question is, what do we do about that? Yeah. And how do you address that? And what do you do? Because there's an easy path. The easy path is whatever room you go into, tell them what you think they want to hear, and then move on. Yeah. But then you're just like everybody else, right? And then you're just like the person who they say, well, I talked to him here. He said this, and then he said this. A politician constantly, And so to me, it's important that occasionally you're going to disagree, and you're going to say, look, I don't see it that way. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the parties, and I think we see it in both parties, but I do worry that we're headed down a road where we don't talk anymore. There's no question about that. And we have to take our message to me as conservatives to everybody across the state and say, look, there is a better way. There is a sunrise coming. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not, and believe me, I know we've been through some difficult times here. Sure. I'm not saying we haven't. That's the reason I'm running. It's the reason I don't have a career left in anything other than what we're doing right now.
Well, maybe you can do some meteorology in
maybe I'll do
Texas or
I may have to
Alaska or something.
Some consulting somewhere, right? But hopefully it never gets to that. But the point being in all this, be optimistic. Mm-hmm. Be optimistic that there is a sunrise. There's a way forward here that we can start to address these things and quickly. Sure. And that's where I think some of the times you end up with people that say, can we really fix this? Can this really happen? My answer is yes.
Yeah. And I think we just have to get that mindset. It's like, look, we all really want the same. We're all closer than we think. Yeah. We're in a world where everyone's trying to divide us and train you. Oh, you're different because of this. Celebrate that. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating your uniqueness. I'm not complaining about that. But why can't we celebrate what makes us common ground? What makes us one people?
Absolutely.
Why, you hear people with patriotism for America. You know why? It's because this country has done amazing things. Yeah, has it done some bad things? You're absolutely right. Our history is a mixed, muddy mess like everything else. But you know what? The things that have done here, the freedoms, the there's a lot of people that have never spent time outside of this country.
Right.
And I invite you. I was in the military, so I got to see some of this. I spent time in Kuwait. I spent time in third world places where people that you're complaining about the show got canceled. These people are worrying about where their next meal's coming from.
That's right.
Is there I'm a woman. My leg is showing. Am I going to get beaten today? That's what we're talking about here. So that's because of America.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy that. Otherwise, you could be in a very situation that people in the Middle East are sitting in right now, or somewhere else in Asia or Africa or someone else.
Yeah. No, you have the burden of knowing.
Yeah.
Like, that's you, because you've seen these, and you're right. We live in the greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
And I think we are now involved in a political process where it's like, well, there's one side where, honestly, what you now see is you feel like too often people that are on the left side of the aisle just want to run down the country, and they want to say, and that's what I mean by there's common ground here that you're talking about, because there are so many New Mexicans who may have voted Democrat. I don't know, but they don't look at this country as an oppressive country, and they don't look at this country as a country that doesn't provide opportunity. It absolutely does.
Sure.
So there are so many people I think that we can reach out to and say, look, we live in a great country. We live in a great state where we've got some stuff we got to fix. But at the same time, this thought process that we should be ashamed of who we are or this country is ludicrous. I mean, I don't know a country in the world where there aren't mistakes, simply because it turns out we're human and we screw it up a lot.
Absolutely.
You know, and to me, we go back to God and ask for forgiveness for those things, and we keep going forward. In this country constantly, to me, gets better. It gets better and better.
And you look at our technology and innovation, and sometimes when you're blazing trails, let's face it, if you're trying to get to a goal, sometimes there's ancillary problems, and that's we've learned as a nation. Okay, we did this because we thought it fixed this, but guess what? It created this problem now.
Right.
And that's all over our history. And
Law of unintended consequences.
Yeah, and that's what makes Americans great, because we're going to do that regardless.
Yep.
But we're going to find a way to overcome, fix those things. We face those problems head on, and we keep moving forward. And that's what being Americans is about.
Yeah.
And if we remember that, I think we'll all understand. I know I got a little soapbox.
Oh, no. I totally agree with you. I think it's totally true. And in this thought process, this political war, this thought of political war that we're in right now, those are tough environments.
Yeah.
And so you have to be ready to make sure that you get your message out to people to show, look, we can do things better than we're doing them.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Well, I know we're running a little short on time here, but you're hitting the ground running here, campaigning. Yeah. If folks want to get involved, they can go to your website, contribute there. That's always that. And I'm telling you right now, the money game is the big game right now. Unfortunately, no one likes it. Yeah. But the Democrat Party's got a way huge head start advantage, and being an incumbent governor,
right?
There is a home field advantage there, and she's got a war chest that's 10 times bigger than anybody in the planet right now, or at least in New Mexico.
Right now she does. And what we'll do is, and that's exactly, and Mike, it's part of this issue that's a bummer, is that, you know, you do have to spend a lot of your time making sure that you can run a campaign.
Yeah.
And just so people know, a lot of people don't know, like, what do you use the money for? Like, you know, so that would be you hire staff that reaches out to people. You print out stuff, you run television ads, you run digital ads,
every
you
event
run
you host,
everything you do, you know, and so those things are expensive. And you're right, the current governor has the advantage of, she just sits there piling up money. Well, she has these interest groups that flood her with money, and we have you, basically. And so that's what, and I'll take that every day. We'll get to where we need to be with the money. I promise you that.
Sure.
But I will.
She's got an advantage of getting the word out that you don't, you know, and that's unfortunate. That's where the money is. It's not necessarily the best message. It's who's got the biggest megaphone sometimes.
Initially it is. But I do think we're seeing a tip. This is why I'm saying be optimistic, because we're seeing people start to wake up to, like, you know, you go to get gas, it's twice as much as it was this time last year.
Yeah.
You go to pay for groceries, they're $100 more than they were this time last year.
That speaks for itself.
That speaks for itself. You start saying, wait a minute, this is not working. My kids are not being educated. You know, we have a criminal justice system that favors, you know, the criminals and not the law-abiding citizens. These things have to be fixed. We can fix them, but not the way we're going.
Well, let me ask a question and we'll probably wrap it up here. But let me ask a question that, you know, the people that are currently in office, governor, president, I don't care, pick one.
Yeah.
They all promise you a better life going out than going in.
Right.
How's your life right now? Is it better?
Yeah.
Than what's going in?
Yeah.
Answer that question.
Yeah.
And if you could say yes, then keep going with status quo.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you can't say yes to that question.
Well, you're right, and that's the old Reagan question, right? Is your life better now than it was 4 years ago?
Exactly.
Or even 3 years ago, and the answer is clearly in many cases no.
Yeah.
But we have to present the vision of, okay, the answer is no, so where do we go?
Yeah.
And so that's where
we just can't give you. Hey, give me 4 years. I'm gonna make it just bad.
What are you gonna do? Well, just don't worry about it. It's not
4
gonna be
years,
this.
you're gonna complain about me, and the next guy will do it.
Right. So these are concrete changes in making sure we're putting people's safety first. We're giving some educational choice, and we're bringing more jobs here and taking the burden off the shoulders of small business owners in this state and saying, you go for it.
Absolutely.
You do what you need to do, and you'll help create prosperity too.
Good deal. Give out the website. It's like Ron Ketty for governor or something like that.
It's markronketty.com.
markronketty.com.
Yep,
Go there and you can
donate. You can. We're also going to start doing volunteer stuff, but that will be after the first of the year most likely. But we'd love your help. We have a petition drive right now, so you can go up on there, print off our petition, and get registered Republicans to sign it and send it back to us. That would be huge. We have to get on the ballot here, and we're going to aim for about 5,000 signatures. So that's a lot of signatures across the state. But if you can get registered Republicans, we want to have extra signatures because we don't want to have any issues with the Secretary of State. No election issues, stuff like that. We want to go over the top with this and show, you could show your support. We'd really appreciate it.
Create no loopholes there for them.
Exactly right.
Excellent. Mark, is there anything you wanted to say or anything that we just sidetracked, didn't get a chance for you to talk about?
No, I enjoyed it, Mike. I always do. I just enjoy coming down here.
I appreciate you spending time.
We'll be down. We're down here all the time. Meeting with people and talking, and this is a great spot. We really enjoy it.
Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us here. Good luck in this campaign, and I would love to, call you Governor Ron Ketty. That'd be a nice thing.
We think that's going to happen, and when it does, we will not be strangers down here.
And I will say, I got a funny feeling I might see you more often than I've seen Governor Grisham.
I think you will. I think we have a lot of supporters down here.
It was about 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah,
the last time I saw it.
Yeah, no, but I think even when you look at what we do in this state, in this part of the state, with the oil and gas industry and these groups that are an absolute backbone of this state need to be treated like that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, sir.
Hey,
we'll see you next time.
All right.
Hey, I'm Jared Cirillo. Thanks for joining us this hour. Here's a look at some of the stories we're following. The city of Roswell and Mayor Dennis Kintai are inviting everyone, including the public, to a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new cell at the landfill. The event will be held on December 14th at 2 o'clock p.m. at the Solid Waste Department. The Solid Waste Department is located at 3006 West Brasher Road in Roswell. Also, the Artesia Police Department is congratulating several officers upon their promotions. The officers have gone through a rigorous assessment and were selected by the points they accumulated throughout their entire testing process. Chantel Longway is promoted to Commander of Patrol, while Jeff Letcher is promoted to Commander of Criminal Investigations. David Bailey, Beth Hahn, and Xavier Anaya are all promoted to Patrol Sergeants on the Artesia Police Department. You're up to date. Have a great day. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You cannot snore and dream at the same time, unless you're dreaming about snoring. Here's Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice today. It will be a little bit breezy, mostly sunny, and our high in the low 70s. Overnight, partly cloudy, upper 30s to low 40s, and then the gusty wind kicks in tomorrow with low pressure and a cold front approaching our area. A few gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. We'll stay in the low 70s, and we should keep the sunshine. Very windy conditions expected on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Instagram on Tuesday launched a feature that urges teenagers to take breaks from the photo-sharing platform and announced other tools aimed at protecting young users from harmful content on the Facebook-owned service. The former head of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power has agreed to plead guilty to taking bribes in a corruption scandal that grew out of an automated billing disaster that stuck ratepayers with exorbitant bills. David Wright admitted in court papers that he schemed with a lawyer hired to help resolve the billing fiasco and secretly pushed through a 3-year, $30 million no-bid contract for a company the attorney created. On Wall Street, the Dow up 492 points, closing at 35,719. The Nasdaq gained 461 to 15,686, and the S&P 500 added 95 points to 4,686. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Eastern New Mexico University basketball is back on the hardwood as they continue their home schedule versus Champion Christian Thursday, December 16th for Youth Day at 10 a.m. and noon. And the men's team takes on Cameron University Saturday, December 18th at 4 p.m. You don't want to miss out on all the high-flying excitement as the men's and women's teams begin their journeys towards a Lone Star Conference Championship and postseason play. Tickets are only $5 for adults. Kids 8 and under are free. Visit GoEasternAthletics.com for more information. ENMU men's and women's basketball, all in.
You're invited. Come be a part of the grand opening celebration of the Valley Cafe on Tuesday, December 14th. Located inside the 180 Youth Building at Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try some of their signature recipes, like the sweet and spicy burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman burger with creamy green chili sauce. Need a morning pick-me-up? Swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school.
Having trouble keeping up with the conversation? Here on Earth Hearing Center can help. Here on Earth is locally owned and operated and have been serving Southeast New Mexico since 1955. Let their experience help you with a free hearing assessment. If you do need a hearing device, they will guide you through every step of the process. They accept all types of insurance, including Medicaid, and all of their devices are made right here in the USA. Call and schedule your appointment today, 575-622-0375, or come by 2800 North Main, Suite 2, across from Target in Roswell. Here on Earth Hearing Center, get back in the conversation.
You need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, a potential sign of flu or COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Exergen Temporal Scanners are available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
Looking for the perfect gift? Get them a shirt from Untuck It. Untuck It shirts are designed to be worn untucked. They're the easiest way to keep him looking sharp and feeling comfortable. You can't go wrong with their super soft flannels, wrinkle-free shirts, performance shirts with stretch, and cozy sweaters that are all perfect for right now. They even have a line for her. Find the perfect gift for every guy on your list at one of 80-plus Untuck It stores or at untuckit.com. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Ketchup was used as a medicine back in the 1930s. Mike uses ketchup to make friends. He doesn't have a lot of friends. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:56. If you missed any part of our interview there with Mark Ronchetti, you'll be able to go back and check that out at your leisure. KSVPTV.com. After the show today, Tanner will have it separated and up there by itself. But if you want to watch it right now, just rewind the live feed and you can go back and check it out. But after about figure by 11, he should have those usually up and on the Facebook and our 106 or on our Roswell Talk FM, the KSVPTV.com Mornings with Mike Winters show channel there. So I went back. I was talking about the last night's ABC's airing of the live Facts of Life and Different Strokes episodes there with Norman Lear and Jimmy Kimmel and all that. It was fun. For me, it's nostalgic because I liked Facts of Life and I watched it regularly, but I was a Different Strokes. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid, and I was like, when it was on prime time, I was sit down, make sure I watch. That was one of the first I remember as a kid. One of those first TV sitcoms that I really got into and watched was Different Strokes. And, Arnold, he was, for younger folks, he was a huge star at the time. I mean, Gary Coleman got uber famous, like stratosphere famous from that show. And they did a great job. But I went back and watched some of the commercials that ABC did, part of Kimmel and Ryan Reynolds, I think, helped produce some of these. He actually voiced a couple. The ones with Carlton, the guy Carlton Alfonso. Yes. For most, the guy that hosts America's Funniest Home Videos now. Back in the day, he was a sitcom star, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Before that, Silver Spoons and anything. But anyway, so I went back and they took commercials from the 70s and 80s and and kind of spoofed them with but for real products like Kraft Singles cheese. They kind of spoofed the 80s "Yours is your brain on drugs" ad where they drop an egg in the frying pan and he's like, "This is your brain," and he goes, "This is a piece of bread," and he throws on top of the egg, "This is Kraft Singles cheese," and then it's like, "Hey, it's a grilled cheese sandwich," and the kid's like, there's a kid shows up, "Why do you gotta make everything boring?" And then they go and turn to Kraft Singles, try Kraft Singles today. Wasn't it great when you were single? And then they have a singles hotline number you can call. So they redid that. But my favorite one, I think, is they redid Bob Vila. And they had Bob Vila come on, and he goes, "Hi, it's another episode of This Old House. Today we're patching a hole in a wall, and it's Carlton with the Kool-Aid Man." He goes, "What happened here?" And he's like, "Well, I got bored and thirsty." And then the Kool-Aid Man busts the hole, and he goes, "All right, well, we're about fixing holes here, but let's fix the hole in your heart, Kool-Aid Man." And it was pretty funny. So go check them out online. They're there. All right, it is 9 o'clock, time for Town Hall News. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The White House brushing aside multiple court rulings against President Biden's COVID vaccine mandates, insisting it remains confident it will ultimately prevail. The mandates will stand.
We know they work. And we are confident in our ability legally to make these happen across the country.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio's vaccine mandate for all municipal employees has been put on hold by a state Supreme Court judge in New York. The Kremlin says no further talks scheduled between Presidents Putin and Biden following their 2-hour video call yesterday. Putin's spokesman describing concerns of a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine as provocative. America's employers posted 11 million open jobs in October, nearly matching a record high that was set in July. It is the end of an era. Germany's Angela Merkel bows out after 16 years at the helm, succeeded by Olaf Scholz.
Scholz has become Germany's 9th post-World War II Chancellor, opening a new era for the EU's most populous nation and largest economy after Merkel's 16-year tenure. Scholz's government takes office with the high hopes of modernising Germany and combating climate change, but faces the immediate challenge of handling the country's toughest phase yet of the coronavirus pandemic. Lawmakers voted with a wide margin to elect Scholz. Merkel, who's no longer a member of parliament, looked on from the spectators' gallery as the vote took place. Lawmakers gave her a standing ovation as the session started. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Serena Williams confirms she will not play in the Australian Open. The 7-time women's single champ will not compete in next month's season opening major, following advice from her medical team. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is down 104 points. The Nasdaq 12 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
India's Air Force says the country's top military commander has died in a helicopter crash.
A tweet from the Indian Air Force has confirmed General Bipin Rawat, his wife, and 11 others on board the helicopter have now died. One survivor is being treated in hospital. The Russian-built Mi-17 helicopter had taken off from the Air Force base at Sulur in nearby Coimbatore. General Rawat was on his way to the Defence Staff College in Wellington. Bipin Rawat was India's first Chief of Defence Staff. He'd been appointed to the post on the 1st of January 2020 in one of the most far-reaching reorganizations of India's armed forces.
The BBC's Sanjay Gupta. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has ordered an inquiry and describes himself as furious after a leaked video shows senior members of his staff joking about holding a Christmas party in violation of COVID lockdown rules. Johnson saying he understands and shares the anger up and down the country. News and analysis, townhall.com. Senator Marco Rubio calling on Airbnb to delist several properties in central China owned by an organization previously the target of U.S. sanctions.
The properties belong to the Xinjiang Production and Construction Court. It had been sanctioned by the Trump administration due to human rights abuses against Muslim Uyghurs in that region. Senator Rubio takes issue with claims by Airbnb that it has vetted all parties with which it works in Xinjiang. In a letter to Airbnb, Rubio writes, quote, "By continuing to allow these listings, Airbnb is implicitly endorsing and encouraging travel to Xinjiang, a region host to an ongoing genocide." Bob Agnew reporting.
Kellogg's employees have said no to a contract offer that would have provided 3% pay hikes. The company vows to hire replacements for the 1,400 workers who will remain on the picket lines. Yet on Wall Street, the Dow is down 105 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Get on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. You know, Sean, your mom's back at it. She done got me again.
Back at it again with the meme post. What she put up this time?
She done got me again.
What she do?
It was a cartoon.
Okay.
Of a man sitting at a restaurant at a table with a basket full of bread. And the bread keeps saying, "You're smart. You're a good person."
Complimentary bread.
And then on the caption, "Complimentary bread."
Yep.
It got me. I ain't gonna lie. It's so dumb, but it got me.
That's the thing, dude. I'm so screwed.
Yeah.
Like, I already have that father joke, dad joke energy imbued in me 2 times over because of my 2 kids. Then you go ahead and double that again because of my mom.
Yeah.
She's been giving off dad energy since I was like 6.
She got me again.
Yeah.
I stopped. I'm like, no. I'm like, oh. It got me.
What's funny is my mom also, and I'm sure you've seen this too, she frequents several of the Far Side Facebook groups. So she always has a good Far Side cartoon.
And this was right out of that vein. I don't know if it was Far Side exactly, but
Mhm.
it was in the same vein of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and here's the thing. You can look at my mom's post and it's largely derivative of where I get my humor from. It's just silly turns of phrase, things that seriously I'm sitting at a stoplight
And I'm a
will make
fan of
me
that.
laugh.
So, and
Because complimentary bread. I never would have thought of that. That's genius.
But it's so right there when you say it. You're like, of course. I'm sure it's been done years ago as a joke, but
that's right up there with almost every single time I go to a Mexican restaurant and somebody comes up or the waitress comes up and says, "Now careful, this plate's hot." I have to fight the urge to say,
touch it.
"You mean stolen?" Every time I have to fight the urge. Sometimes I give in.
Yeah.
And then I can feel the eye rolls of the people I'm dining with.
Yeah.
Careful now, this plate's hot. You mean it's stolen?
I do the same thing where I say, not that per se, but just I say things.
General stuff like that, yeah.
Generally get an eye roll of, oh, this is what happens when you bring him along.
Yeah. Paper or plastic? Actually, Sean. It's pronounced Sean.
I want wood, please. By the way, speaking of that, I was watching an episode of Dave.
Uh-huh.
And so one of them's got to go and babysit a rapper's kid, and he gives him this big wad of cash, tells him to go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So they're at some kind of market, flea market or trade market or something.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy's building and selling wooden shirts. and the kid gets into the wooden shirt, and so there's a whole thing with the wooden shirt.
Wooden shirt.
Yeah, wooden t-shirt.
That's awesome.
But anyway, sorry.
It's not shellacked properly, you get your splinters.
Yeah, we said paper, but it just was a reminder me of it.
I gotta start watching the show, man. That's great.
It's right in your wheelhouse.
It seems like it is. Yeah, a lot of.
I feel like this show was built for Sean.
A lot of wordplay, a lot of. Well, and I love little. Be careful how I say
Lil
this.
Dave.
I'm a fan of the rapper
Lil Dave.
Lil Dicky. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Hey,
I've reached that age in life where I will stop myself before I say the incriminating phrase and then say it anyways.
Hey, this is called a transition.
Ooh.
Do you have the talents to rap? Perhaps sing? Or do stand-up comedy or act?
Ooh.
Or maybe you're a group ensemble that is a dance team or a gymnastics group.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps you have a unique skill
Feats
that
of
you would
strength,
like to... Yeah.
death-defying artistry.
Maybe not the death-defying. They don't want that so much.
Let's take it up a notch.
Unless it's dying of boredom, then no, I'm just kidding. We don't want that. No,
Can you
but
ride a unicycle in a wheel of death?
yeah, that's right. Can you spin plates while leaping from a tall building into a cool glass of water? No, none of that. But if you do have skills, talents, and would like to maybe win cash for said talent, tonight is the last opportunity for you to do auditions with the Roswell Communal Theater. They're having their big Santa's Talent Search event, which will be happening December the 18th at the Roswell Communal Theater. We want to encourage everyone to come out and root on your favorite acts and everything. But to get in the show, you got to audition, and that's tonight between 6 and 8 p.m. Show up at the Roswell Communal Theater. Just show up anytime between 6 and 8. Do your act in front of the judges there, and then who knows? You could be in there. Now, when I say cash, they've got over $1,200 in cash prizes to give away. 500 of those are reserved for first place.
Wow.
So
500 of those dollars individually.
They're gonna make it rain.
Pick me.
No, maybe it's a check. I don't know exactly how they're gonna pay you, but they're gonna give you $500
first. Not too shabby for a night's work.
Could be 5 Benjamin Franklins. I don't know, but they're going or 10 Ulysses S. Grants.
Yes.
Shall I go on? 500 George Washingtons. No, I'm just.
Hang on.
Do the math. How many Abe Lincolns is that?
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out.
I quit. I was told no math in radio, so I stopped at a 100.
25. Hamiltons?
Carry the 2.
Who's on the 20?
The 20?
Yeah.
That would be Jackson.
Jackson. So 20 Jacksons.
All right.
Yeah. Or no, 25 Jacksons.
So 50 Hamiltons.
Yeah. 10, 20, 30, 40.
That make it 100 Lincolns?
100 Lincolns.
There you go.
100 Lincolns. A Benjamin Lincolns.
See, math teacher, I figured it out eventually. But anyway, if you'd love to be a part of the Santa's Talent Search, perhaps win some cold, hard cash, or at least a check you can take to the bank in exchange for cold, hard cash. It'll be a big, giant one. I'm just
My
kidding.
cash is lukewarm and flaccid.
Yeah, does it spend the same?
Yep.
I don't care the temperature or its
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Flexibility. But anyway, be there tonight at the Roswell Communal Theater, 1717 South Union, between 6 and 8. There, my suggestion is get there closer to 6. That way you have it. And your act has to be from 3 to 7 minutes and family friendly, of course.
Yes.
So please come on out tonight. Tonight's your last chance. This is it. One time only tonight. Well, they had another time, but now it's one time only.
This is it. Besides those last times, this is the time.
But yeah, this is it. So come on out tonight. And then come on out for the 18th. And don't forget, we got one more weekend of Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves.
Can recommend. It is a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Great cast.
RoswellTheater.com. You can find applications.
Theatre.com.
Yes, exactly. And you find applications for the talent search and get your tickets for Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves there, too.
And then come out to the talent search, and as Mike said, root on your favorite candidate. I'd like to say let's have several warring factions of people rooting on their favorites. Have a root off.
A root off.
When you said root on, it just made me laugh. So I'm like, we can have a root off.
Your mom just struck again.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
And you know what? I hear tell one of the judges is a root off.
Oh, snap.
So there's a lot of rooting on and off during
like a power root off or more like a sub root?
I don't know.
Dom root off, sub root off.
Well, considering the Grinch is a definite power.
Well, I would say
I'm going to say
the
maybe
Grinch
Rudolph's
is the definite power. Way to flex there, Grinch.
The Grinch is going to be the loudmouth. That's just how it is. I'm sorry.
Just want to see something else grow 3 sizes today.
I mean, when you got Sugar Plum Fairy and Rudolph, two good-hearted people, and then there's the Grinch. You know that's.
Yeah, but Rudolph was in the front, so you got to imagine he's the leader of the pack.
You know,
he's got that pack leader mentality.
But is this I led the way Rudolph, or is this Rudolph? I'm coming to be that Rudolph we all know and love.
Rudolph's giving off that big pack energy, that BPE.
All I know is Rudolph knows how to light up her room. 9:14. Here's your weather. My dad jokes not as good as everybody else's, but off the cuff, you get what you get. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice today. It will be a little bit breezy, mostly sunny, and our high in the low 70s. Overnight, partly cloudy, upper 30s to low 40s, and then the gusty wind kicks in tomorrow with low pressure and a cold front approaching our area. A few gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. We'll stay in the low 70s, and we should keep the sunshine. Very windy conditions expected on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 37 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 46%. Winds are calm at the moment. Increasing clouds today. Not too bad temperature-wise. Highs near 70. 69 is what they're officially telling us today. Winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 39 degrees with southwest winds 5 to 10. Thursday, warmer tomorrow. Mostly sunny. High of 73. Enjoy it. It's short-lived. Winds will be out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Warm overnight for Thursday night as well. Partly cloudy, 46 for an overnight low Thursday night. That's almost, spring-like temperatures for overnight. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then there's Friday. Friday, we're going to see some wind. Sunny, highs in the mid-60s, 66, but the winds are what's going to be the problem on Friday. Out of the southwest, 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. With that, bringing in cooler temperatures. Friday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 25. So think about that for a minute. Thursday night's overnight low is 46. The next night, 25. That's a 20-plus degree temperature difference there. So, yeah, we're going to see cooler temps. And then for Saturday, sunny, high of 53, sunny, high of 63 on Sunday. All right, it is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. And real quick before we take a break, and we have the folks from Healthy Kids, Chaves County, join us here in just a few minutes. But before we do that, let me invite you for this. Let's face it. If you get a vacuum cleaner for Christmas as a Christmas present, well, pardon the pun, but that sucks. Which is why Vacuums Plus invite you to come by and browse Anita's Treasures. They don't, so if you're like Vacuums Plus for Christmas, no. Anita's Treasures, also right there on site. There at Anita's Treasures, you'll find hundreds of great gift ideas for the holidays. And the best prices in town on Southwest wall decor, dream catchers, metal wall art, unique alien-themed merchandise, plus Southwest jewelry in turquoise and copper, as well as Mexican falsa and serape blankets. They even got Baja jackets as well. And, of course, if you do need a vacuum, maybe don't make it as a gift. Make it as, hey, we just need the vacuum. Don't put that as part of the gifting area. But if you do need a vacuum, they've got a Titan and a Cirrus Vax that are priced below Amazon, as well as great selection of vacuums starting at just $25. Vacuums Plus and Anita's Treasures, they have the perfect gift for anyone this holiday season. Stop on by today. They're located on the corner of Poe and South Main here in Roswell. All right, it is 9:18. We're going to take a 3-minute break here, and then we'll have, I believe it's Paula Camp and Becky Joyce join us from Healthy Kids Chavez County. They'll join us on the other side. Don't go away.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso, or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
If you're a person who has more to do than you have hours in your day, and everything seems to take priority over your own health, then you're going to love the Loveless MyChart Secure Patient Portal. You can message your doctor, make an appointment, or view lab results anytime, day or night, on your computer or smartphone. Print a list of your medications at the click of a mouse, or even compare previous tests to map your health progress. Loveless MyChart connects you to better health, anywhere, anytime.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The verb form of the word run has been calculated to have almost 650 different meanings. So think about that the next time you run up your tab at the bar, and then run into a friend while you run away from the bartender. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, back from Healthy Kids Chavez County, Becky Joyce and Paula Camp back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Great.
Good.
Great. It's a good day.
How was Thanksgiving for you guys and your families?
Great.
Guys?
Ours was a little quiet.
Yeah?
Good. We had a huge group, and it was great.
I bet you all ate all healthy decisions, right? No unhealthy pie or nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Well, if you for every piece of pie, get an equal portion of green bean casserole. There's a balance there.
There you go.
Or take a good walk.
There you go afterwards.
Yes. We have some suggestions that you could do for healthy eating in the holidays.
Well, we're not done.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we just did round 1. We got a round 2 coming up here in a few weeks.
And there's New Year's.
And then there's New Year's, so round 3.
Yes. So
Absolutely.
It's a busy time.
And I imagine, too, this is because for you guys, because let's face it, a lot of our youth in Chavez County, if it weren't for the school system, their food supplies and things. So families, it's a little tougher for families during this time of year.
It is.
Especially with more family coming, more things happening. That's why we have so many great food banks and organizations in town that try to help that and support them all.
Exactly.
I would offer that you show the same support and vigor like in June that we show in December, because they really slack off during that time
all year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, they do.
Please help them out. But I mean, and for folks that don't know, Healthy Kids Chavez County, it's a sub-program or umbrella.
An initiative.
Yeah, initiative. There's the official term of the New Mexico Department of Health.
Yes.
So, but you guys work hand in hand with the schools in Chavez County.
Yes.
Just various youth groups, actually the New Mexico Department of Health, obviously, on providing resources for families to, access healthy foods, but inform and educate on what healthy foods are, how to plan, how to... let's face it, we didn't come with owner's manuals, unfortunately.
Right. How to make
and
healthy
also
choices.
with Parks and Rec and working with our
trails
and recreation.
The physical side of it, not just eating right, but
that's right.
healthy
We gotta
lifestyle.
Keep healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because that's half the battle. And
It is.
And as we get older, I think, and I know you guys do with kids, but as we get older, we factor that less, the active side. We're like, okay, I'm willing to eat less food, but put me on a treadmill, not happening. It's like, I'll meet you halfway here, but, and Becky, and this is probably your more passion on side is okay, I get it. You don't want to spend a half hour walking around on a treadmill. I don't either. I'm not a hamster. I get you. But you know what? You can go outside and walk or take a walk. You can incorporate it as part of your day anyway.
Right.
Instead of vegetating on the couch or on the in front of the TV for 6 hours afterwards.
Exactly.
Go take a walk. Let's go and you don't have to go climb Mount Everest, but let's go take a walk, or let's just go outside and fly a kite or do something where we're moving, we're active, we're just not stagnant and sitting.
Right. Because we have got lots of parks, and we've got Bitter Lakes. There's trails out there, Bottomless Lakes.
Yeah.
The recreation center with their aquatic center.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some great resources
and they keep adding programs and things. And we were, matter of fact, we were talking with Kathy Lay. Actually, we replayed the interview today, but we talked to her early this week with the city, and we were talking about, look, if you want to see things at the recreation center, if there's things that you want to do and things you'd like to see there, talk to them about that.
Right.
That's exactly what it's for. Is they want to mold that facility to meet the needs of the community. And so, all right, we got 37 rooms with weights, but if we only need 2, then let's use the 2 and let's make those other 35 rooms something for the community that they'll love. Maybe it's a checkers tournament. Maybe it's a aerobics class. Maybe it's a fly fishing seminar. I don't know, but it's stuff to get you out there and get you to do stuff.
We just finished a program with all the schools in Chavez County, like Arthur, Hagerman, Dexter, and RISD, called 5210.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that program does. They want the kids to eat 5 fruits and vegetables, 2 hours or less of screen time, because they want 1 hour of physical activity. They want them outside, and we give them all kinds of ideas of how they can go outside and play. Kick a ball.
Yeah.
Play with your dog.
Do all those things you did as a kid.
Yes, exactly. But don't stay inside.
Yeah.
It's a little harder now that it gets dark so early.
Sure.
But they can still have some time after school to use it in an active way.
Sure. And I know getting kids to make healthy decisions and make healthy. I mean, food's the battle. I know. You always see usually like Velveeta always love to do commercials like, kids want to eat broccoli, let's dunk cheese all over it. They'll eat broccoli now, and I'm for that to some extent. I mean, you don't want to do that with everything. Yeah, but you can do that with the physical activity too. And so, all right, maybe it is colder and stuff. They love playing their screen games, and all right, well, maybe then let's get them involved. If that's the problem, let's get them involved with. And I know Wii's outdated, but they have more modern versions, these VR things that are,
where they move.
They move. You're moving. So at least that's something. So
it is.
If the weather doesn't cooperate with you, then let's work on things that still keep them moving indoors,
right.
instead of just working their thumb and
that's what we're
a couple
hoping
fingers
for.
here.
Yes, that's what we're hoping for.
And to be honest, all the stuff we're talking about is your kids here, but it's equally good advice for the adults too.
Well, and as a matter of fact, we'll do a program in the spring. We're starting it now called Eat Smart to Play Hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for 4th and 5th grade.
Okay.
We do it in the Valley schools, and then in the past, Nancy Lopez and Pecos has done it. Missouri Avenue is adding this year, and hopefully Sunset.
Good.
And it's a program that encourages the family to do healthy things. They take a booklet home with a simple recipe, and then there's also a simple activity. And they want to do that with their family.
Okay.
You know, it might just be making a fruit bowl or a cheese quesadilla or, you know, something simple, a smoothie. But get the family involved with the kids.
Absolutely,
because
it's great.
It's so good to get the kids cooking, to get the kids to see that if they don't have, if you know, their folks are at work and they need to fix a snack, pick something healthy that's good. Because there are healthy things that taste good.
Absolutely. You know, you're kind of, at least sparked in my head, you know, another real technology-related issue that we as Americans in society are going to have to get a handle on here. And it's, you talked about, you know, teaching your kids to cook these things and in a world of convenience. And it's happened now. I mean, think about it. When we were kids, your parents, everybody, you know, okay, we make it. We make foods. We do this. Basic, simple cooking skills, boiling water, cooking, toast, things that...
Just basic things.
There's less and less kids with those skills nowadays because everything's
absolutely
add
true.
A cup of water, pop it in a microwave, or peel back, pop in microwave, whatever it is, pop in microwave. And unfortunately, it's hard to make healthy choices all the time if that's your only method for getting food to yourself.
Yes.
If your method is microwave ramen or go to McDonald's or fast food, I mean, that's not a lot of options there for you.
And people have reasons for doing that.
Yeah.
You know, both parents working or single parent, you know, just there's reasons that people do that, and we understand that.
Sure,
but there are very simple things that kids can learn to cook themselves that's safe and healthy.
I look at it as time is tricky, and I get it. Making family meals,
yes.
You know, that's impossible to do all the time. It really is. However, the skill sets of cooking, teaching your children to be able to operate a stove and make something on the stove, even if it's just, you know, grilled cheese sandwiches, things where they actually have to prepare foods and learn measurements and all that kind of stuff. And it's not just learning math and all that. It's a skill set like any other. You teach your children how to get dressed. You teach your children how to tie their shoes. You teach your children how to brush their teeth, how to comb their hair, how to cook. How to cook food should be in that same category.
It should be.
That's because you can't live life without these skill sets. I don't care who you are, where you come from. I don't care if you're the richest person on the planet. If you can't cook your own egg, you're gonna be handcuffing yourself in life. That's
and we have a local teacher in town, Jessica Garrison, that has in the past taught at East Grand Plains, and she is at home with her children now, doing some teaching at home. And I posted it on our Facebook page. She has been taking them to the grocery store. And then, first they decide on some recipes.
Like the whole process of...
Right, the whole process.
Yes.
They go to the store. She shows them, this is how you buy broccoli. This is, you weigh it. Or you know, this is how much, you know, we're going to get. And then she takes them home and lets them participate in the preparation of how to cook that.
Cool.
And there's so many great values to that. You know, like you said, they're teaching that so that they not only learn how to cook it themselves or learn what it's like to go to the store and purchase it, but you know, they're learning so many good things about that and where it came from. And so I think more parents should do that.
Absolutely.
It would be fabulous if
you know, it does take some time. And
it does.
You know, and you're in a rush and you just go to the store and you get things and you know, you're in a hurry. But just even one night a week, do that.
Right.
And that's just because we live in a world where things you think aren't what they are sometimes. And that's where the problem we get with some of these prepackaged foods and meals and things.
Mm-hmm.
There's things they have to add to that to make the shelf life work, to preserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they season them for a bland everybody to get down. It's not, if you prefer spicy or you prefer whatever, it's not made to that. So it's not going to taste as good. But at the end of the day, you're not getting the full nutritional value. You think, oh, there's some peas there. Great. But if they've been these other frozen peas with preservatives and everything else, it's probably is it more healthy than a big piece of fried something? Yeah,
or a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah, but is it going to be as beneficial to your body as peas that were flash frozen or fresh from a farmer's market or something?
Right.
No way. There's no way it's not.
No.
And unfortunately, we think we're getting the same thing, and that's the problem. We're not. I get it. You got time. All right, Hungry Man's going in. We're good to go. I get everybody. I do it all the time too when you need to.
Right.
But if you don't, A, know there's a difference, and B, know you have to make it that way.
Right.
That's the part that's because you're going to think you're doing all the right things, and you're really not because you're not. At the end of the day, when they teach you how to make an apple pie or whatever with the fresh ingredients, that's a healthier option than frozen Mrs. Smith's apple pie.
Well, and that's something you can do at Christmas time or holiday time, or you could have done it Thanksgiving. If you will choose a healthier way to cook the food, green bean casserole is fabulous. But you can cook green beans without cream of mushroom soup.
Right.
Or you don't need to add like 60 cans of it, just enough to make it.
Just make it a little creamy.
Yeah.
Or roast your vegetables in the oven. There's things that you can do to make the meal healthier but still taste good.
Absolutely.
And really, if you think about it, if you have corn casserole and if you have green bean casserole and if you have mashed potatoes and gravy and dressing and turkey, whoa, that's such an overload. If you could just try one new thing.
And that's why we only do that once a year, by the way. That's why you don't eat like that every day.
But it can set you back.
Sure.
Our BMIs, we have to finish.
Right. We've been traveling all over the state, taking BMIs, body mass index, from kids, which is height and weight, from kindergarten and third grade. And then we send that data to the state, and they aggregate a form or a
profile or something.
I can't think of the word.
Yeah.
But anyway, they aggregate and make a report.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes, they send out to all the schools and to our legislators.
Sure.
And everybody who kind of helps pay for our program.
Gotcha.
To justify the fact of why we do the programs, why we do 521.
Or does more need to be done?
Right.
Or are we on the right track here?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's what we're doing effective.
Right. Because our state, we are real high in childhood obesity, and we need to. That's what our program does. Is we're trying to fight that.
Sure.
And so,
and unfortunately, and this is where we mix social and everything else. Unfortunately, obesity can be tagged with being a poor state and being, if we have a lot of people below the income, the convenience foods, those quick foods are generally cheaper in access than the fresh stuff.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Because that's how companies make money. They make these products and they find a way to get it shipped and moved cheaply. But what happens is you sacrifice quality and nutrition doing it.
And that's another reason why we encourage gardens.
Yeah.
And, and not only teaching them when you go to the grocery store of where you buy it, but how it's grown, and so we're little by little.
That's
we've
right.
got several schools that do that here in Roswell, and then we've got some in the valley, and so but we've encouraged them to learn where it comes from.
Please get your families, make your trips out to your Graves Farms and places like that.
Yes, the New Mexico grown vegetables. You can go down there to the store when they have their harvest, and you can buy fresh vegetables.
Other than green chili.
Yes, that's the biggie.
Other
you
than
put
green
that
chili.
on it, everything tastes
I know everybody's
good.
like, yeah, that's where I get my green chili. Yes, they have other things too.
You need to shop there.
They have like
around.
fruits and other vegetables.
Right.
Well, some other healthy things have been going on. We've had East Grand Plains, speaking of them, they had a turkey trot.
Cool.
Right before Thanksgiving, and all the kids, to be able to run in that, brought canned food. and then they donated that canned food to Harvest Ministries.
Awesome.
So, that was kind of like their fundraiser for the fall.
That's great.
And they had so much that was brought in. Every child got to participate in the turkey trot, and they ran it. And then it was really fun, and the kids had a great time. And,
Excellent. And
so we're trying to encourage those healthy fundraisers still.
And it works. When you educate the kids in the schools, they take that home with them. And,
They do.
and sorry, parents, I know you get a little guilt trip or something, but I'm sorry. Maybe that inspires you. Like you said, you got these activities here where you do as a family. Maybe it inspires you to do that. Okay,
Yes.
I know we don't always make the healthiest choices when we do this here, and I get it. You're not going to do it every time. You don't have to win every day. You just have to
No.
keep fighting and keep doing
Don't
it. Keep
give
trying.
up.
Yeah, we
And
all
like,
mess up.
This turkey trot was twofold. The kids got the exercise, then the food was donated to Harvest
That's
Ministries.
great.
Right.
So then you're helping to get food to people that need it.
And it raises awareness for the next generation of
It does.
helpers and community-minded, service-oriented kids. 'cause
And Lake Arthur had a turkey trot as well.
That's great.
So Lake Arthur and East Grand Plains both. And another thing, if you can't get fresh fruits and vegetables, if you do need to rely on canned food, a really good resource is Chaves County Extension Office and the I Can Educator. They have lots of recipes, lots of suggestions for people to how to cook with canned food.
Yeah.
How to make chili.
And to be
with
honest, that's
4
not
cans.
that bad. Like the canned stuff.
It's absolutely not.
It's not. I mean, sure. I would love to go to the market and pull
Yes.
some ears of corn and shuck them and make.
Yes.
But who's got time for all that sometimes? So yeah,
Exactly.
go grab that can of Libby's off the shelf there, or that can of green, or that bag of Green Giant out of the. Usually that's a little bit more expensive, but the canned food works great as well too.
It does. And, you could take a can of peaches, for example. You could put some of that on waffles, or you could make a smoothie out of it, or put it with yogurt.
Yeah.
There's things you can do with it.
Well, and that's the difference. Canned ingredients is one thing versus canned prepared products or
Right.
frozen, and that's the difference
Yes.
here. Those peaches were canned, or frozen, put in the can, they're preserved.
Right.
And they're and we've been doing that for 50, 60 plus years now. We're very good
Yes.
at doing that. At least since probably World War II era is probably when we started doing some of that
Probably.
stuff. We've gotten very good at that process. Whereas prepared foods that are made somewhere fully, they use different ingredients. That's where you have
don't
shelf
really
life
know
issues. Yeah. So
what you're getting.
So a Hungry Man dinner is a little way different than a can of peaches or a
Right.
can of peas.
Right. Right.
Because of how it's done, how it's prepared. So
And I
so
do-
don't confuse, because I don't want to confuse people thinking, well, you just told me you got to go fresh all the time, and now you're saying use a can. Now,
There are things
make
you
your
can
own
do
food.
with it.
Yeah.
Do the best you can with what you have.
Make meals, don't buy
Yes.
pre-prepared meals.
Yes,
That's the difference.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And I think, like you mentioned, the Hungry Man TV dinners, that after World War II is when TV dinners even came into
Swanson
being.
got in the business.
They did, and
Yeah.
they made a lot of money. And people were excited. They have dinner in a little tray, and they can sit in front of the TV
Yeah.
and eat, which is another bad habit.
Yeah.
Which I would bring up.
Well,
eating
even
in
looking
front
at-
of the TV.
Yeah, because you're distracted on what's TV and you
Yes.
not pay attention.
It's so important to sit as a family or sit at the table, even if you're by yourself. Read your book.
How many of us have gone? The game's on. You go grab a bag of
Absolutely.
tortilla chips and a bowl and a jar of salsa, and you sit down in front of the TV watching the game. Next thing you know, the entire bag of Tostitos are gone.
It's gone.
And the salsa's like you're scraping the bottom, and you're like, oh man, I just ate an entire bag in
Which is
30 minutes
another
sitting here.
point.
And that's
Put it on a plate. Don't take the bag. Don't take the jar.
Yeah.
Get a plate.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of chips, a little bit of salsa, and
Yeah.
that's what you eat.
Yeah.
You have to form those habits to encourage you to control your portion size.
Unless you're the most disciplined person on the planet, which none of us are.
No, we're not. And
there's a
it's
reason why
worked
Lay
every
says
time.
you can't eat just one. They
Well,
know
and
that.
I do it all the time. I even have stadium seats in my living room, don't I?
Yeah.
To watch sports,
Sure.
baseball.
And
we
you're-
have 2 stadium seats, and I want to be there with my snacks.
Yeah.
I'm the I do it too. Everybody does it. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just try to do better most of the time.
And here's an idea, maybe. Like if you're that chronic muncher type and you're like, well, I can't watch the game. I don't know what to do with my hands. All right, have your chips and everything, but portion it like you were saying. Then when it's done, it's done. But if you still go grab, I don't know, and people are like, yeah, okay, carrots. But seriously,
yes,
carrots or the cauliflower, get that veggie plate. Maybe not 8 pounds of ranch dressing on the cauliflower, but grab a handful of carrots and just, at least if you're absent-mindedly munching those, you're not doing a lot of damage. You're actually doing some benefit.
Well, and my grandkids, they do a snack plate.
Yeah.
They get a few carrots. Then they get a few of those little goldfish.
Yeah.
Then they get a string cheese. Then they might get something else.
Yeah.
And they have their little snack plate.
Sure.
And then you don't overeat.
Yeah.
You are controlling what you're eating.
How many people you're like, oh, I ate too many carrots? You never hear people say that.
Or too much celery.
Carrots. You never hear that.
No, that's never a problem.
So do it. And that way, as you're trying to do better and things, but you're trying to get through the mental side of addiction, which really is kind of what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
And those issues, make alternatives. Reach for the carrot sticks instead. At least that gives you a sensation of, and you know what I'm saying? And if you're like, I don't like carrots, well, pick something else.
Snow
Maybe
peas.
it's raisins. I don't know. Something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something
that
that's
you're
a
into.
healthier choice.
Yeah. But you got to be careful with these too. Just do your research. But like when they freeze dry, like cranberries and bananas.
Oh yeah,
those
mangoes.
can be great options. Be careful because a lot of times they load those down with sugar. But
and that's another whole day to talk about reading a label.
Yeah. Right. But if you choose the right ones, you're in good shape. So look for that.
You are.
Yeah. And then get out and move.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, we have every Saturday. We go. There's Walk with the Doc. Out at Cielo Grande Saturday mornings. We've got a reindeer run coming up December 18th.
Right.
We still all of our trails. We just everything's great because the leaves are turning and there's my son.
And we've had good weather.
Right. My son was in town from Austin and he says, "Mom, we walked down the Cielo Grande. It's really a nice trail." I mean, it was kind of like, hello.
Did you know they had walking trails? That was amazing.
Shocking.
Like, yes,
because they're used to doing that where they're from.
We used to go there for the pool, but now they got walking trails.
Yeah, it was a different perspective, a different phase of his life, and he's
that
really into that,
and
so he said, "Man, we started out at the zoo and walked all the way back."
I love those moments when kids do that, especially like when they
comes on,
like pulp culture or something that happened. I know but it's almost like they're like, "Do you know this group, the Beatles? They're pretty good." And you're like, "Yeah, I heard of them."
Yeah, exactly.
But it was great because you tell your kids or you tell family members or other friends, "Well, we have some great trails in Roswell." They're like, and then they walk. Wow, you know what? That was really nice.
And they keep working. There's more to come. I mean, they're in the works for connecting all these.
Right,
so
we're trying to get that connected.
in the future. It will happen.
To do that.
There's a lot of logistics and a lot of not my backyards going on there, but eventually they're going to connect the two.
Right.
And when that happens, that's going to be a game changer for a lot of folks that use that area.
And so many neighborhood parks, and they work on those parks.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried to put new equipment in it. The city has worked so hard to make them.
And our old elm trees that are just on their last leg, they're slowly but surely cutting those down and putting in 4 or 5 new trees for every tree they cut down. So,
it's great. You're going to have new trees, but it loses the luster. There's something like when you see 100-year-old tree, or not, these aren't 100, but old trees that are.
Some of them.
Some of them might be, but when they're, those old mature trees, that just sets a real tone. And I ain't going to lie, I'm from East Coast where there's a lot more of that. So when I see that, I'm like, it reminds me of home. I go down like Alameda or some of those areas in the old
and they have lots of trees.
I'm like, this kind of reminds me back east a little bit,
My mom was from Iowa and came here and married my dad, who was from a rancher from here. And she's like, where are the trees? So it is kind of a shock. But
we do live in a desert. Just want to point that out.
It does take a long time to grow a mature tree, but some of these have are getting kind of decrepit.
Sure.
And some are a little sick. I mean, they get different things wrong
life happens.
Them. They're working hard to try to keep it lush and lots of parks and keep our track of everything and mow and put in trash cans and benches and
and our zoo is that's another
they're doing lots of great stuff
and the
going on
Christmas Railway is a great thing for the family to get out.
You got a couple more weeks to take advantage of that.
And aren't they skating out there?
They got a skating rink.
Yes.
First year this got skating out there.
That's moving. That's activity. Let's use what Roswell is giving you.
Absolutely.
And
it's like roller skating, except it's not real ice, but So I mean, the problem is it's I played hockey and I was an ice skater.
right.
I did all both, and I played rollerblades and all that. And to be honest, it's easier to stop on ice skates than it is on roller skates or rollerblades.
Really?
If you know how to hockey stop, you got to learn how to hockey stop.
Well, yeah. I'd have to have a lesson in that.
I skated once up in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I've skated too. Yes, I've been there too.
Yeah.
But I roller skate better than I ice skate.
Well, I can rollerblade. I can't roller. Like if you give me the 2x2
with the wheels,
I'm stumbling over myself. I mean, I can propel and get around, but it's a much less fluid motion.
Right.
Now I say this, I haven't laced on any of this stuff in 25 years, so I don't know how good I am now. But back in the day,
get out there and give it a
you know, and that's what it is. It's lack of ice. That's been my problem.
Yeah, right.
So maybe I need to get out
there. The Christmas Railway is your chance.
Well, either people are like, wow, there's someone that could skate, or man, look at that clown. He's taking out everything out there.
Speaking of fundraisers, we could take you out there.
Yeah.
And
There we
have
go.
some kind of fundraiser.
Yeah.
Watch Mike skate.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull it off.
Pay $1.
Does he still got it? Let's find out.
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Oh, mercy.
But if you're listening to this, and you know what, I'd love to, maybe we should as a family start making some. And again, baby steps. You don't have to just night and day do it, because that's when people fail. If you try to do too much at once, you get overwhelmed, and then you're like, screw it, I'm going back to what I was doing. And that's why New Year's resolutions generally don't work out so well, because people try to do too much at once sometimes.
Yes, and give up everything.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Just baby steps.
So
That's a very good way to
make
say
it a way that is more attainable.
And drink lots of water.
Yeah, you can never go
That
wrong by
always
drinking lots
helps.
of water.
Yes, don't pick up a soda.
And as Becky was saying earlier, the physical side gives you more allowance on what you intake
The food side.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, okay,
Yes.
I want a big piece of chocolate cake. No problem. Have that big piece of chocolate cake, but don't sit down and vegetate for 3 hours
Take a walk.
afterwards. I know, granted, if you got the bloated belly, go to the bathroom first, but after that, get outside, walk around, and, work some of that off.
Get rid of some of it. Yes.
I know the first thing you want to do is like, where's that button on my pants? I get that.
You want an extender.
I get it. But definitely do that. And, of course, if you're looking for resources for your family, if you're thinking, I'd love this, where do I... One great way to do that is on Facebook. You can follow the Chavez County Health Council on Facebook.
Right.
That's that you guys daily put stuff up there, whether it's ideas for projects, whether it's links to resources for anything from funding to food to healthcare to anything that benefits
Healthy
children.
snacks.
Yeah.
We've got some great spreads on how to.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Even you want info on what's going on with the rec department and
the city,
that side. You share
We
and keep
support
people up
the
to date
city.
on all
the
that.
school
too.
districts.
Yeah.
All of them. We try to, promote whatever they're doing. We want to help the people see that we have all these resources. So check out our page, I Can, Extension Club. All kinds of things that people can find out information.
And if you want to get a little personal, like, well, I got this, how do I deal with this? Shoot a message on the Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Shoot a message to there.
Send us a message.
And they will, if they can't answer a question right that instant, they will go and research it and give you an answer, or at least a place to go find your answer.
Right. Exactly.
If not, but they will
that's it.
help you with all that stuff.
Yes, we will.
And of course, if you got ideas and want to get involved, maybe you're listening and you're a teacher, or you're part of a youth group, or maybe you're a food service provider and you're thinking, hey, I'd love to partner or talk with you guys about opportunities here. Please, that's what Healthy Kids Chavez County is all about.
That's right.
It's all about putting resources together
and community
and finding ways to help make our kids healthier through physical activity, through opportunities in food, through education, through all of that stuff. And unfortunately, it can be boring subjects, but so you got to get creative on making it exciting for kids to do that.
Right. Check out our Facebook, because we have some creative ways to do fruit, or the veggie tray thing. That was the wreath.
Right.
It was a Christmas wreath, and it was all kinds of good food.
Yeah. How many times you see like Super Bowl parties and stuff, and they make some kind of creation out of the food? Do that with the healthy food.
It's fun.
Go
Make
build
it fun.
Build a carrot and celery stadium there for
Something like
as your serving device here,
and eat it.
Yeah, and use it that way. You know, sure you can slip one or two, fun stuff or what we consider treats. But definitely, give people options of, meat's not a bad thing, but you don't have to cover it in some kind of sauce or something.
No.
A couple summer sausage there on a cracker and cheese
and
is just
lean
fine.
meat.
Yeah. Yeah, turkeys, chicken.
It's all about your
That's
choices.
a great thing about turkey. I know we eat a copious amounts of everything on that day, but as far as meats go, turkey's a pretty good option as far as health-wise. But like anything, too much of a good thing. You can't eat an entire turkey and think, I'm healthy as can be. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And obviously preparation. A fried turkey is not going to be as healthy as an oven roasted turkey because it was bathed in grease and dipped for 45 minutes.
But really, but can be tasty.
And that's another thing too, using substitutes. Like I know a lot of butter going on, and people are like, oh, I love butter and garlic on things. Great. I love that too. And garlic's very healthy. The butter, not so much, but you can find alternatives that's less fat, less things that, and I know some people are like, well, real butter tastes way better than margarine. Yeah, probably. But when you're making garlic chicken and you need something there
or olive oil.
Yeah.
That's an oil is a good alternative.
Other things you could pair the garlic and the chicken with to put them together that are healthier options.
Right.
So that's the stuff we're talking about. Is all right, you have your garlic chicken, but let's use an alternative to butter to marry those two. Let's do something else,
Right.
And that's what it's about. Is there anything we got sidetracked on or missed? Or
I don't
anything
think so.
I got on a rant about and forgot. didn't give you time to talk about it.
It was a healthy rant, so it's okay.
Just encourage people to choose healthy options during the holidays.
Absolutely.
Get out and take that walk with your family, a bike ride. Go to the aquatic center and swim. It's going to be open.
And the funny part is you're actually going to feel better. Like generally speaking,
yes, you
those
will.
moments of after holidays is because we just abused our bodies with a bunch of food and everything.
Sometimes people they get up in the morning and think, okay, I'm going to eat a big meal later. I'm not going to have any breakfast. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Have a breakfast. Have something healthy for breakfast, and also eat your meals at the same time. Like, you don't necessarily have to eat at 2 or 3 on Thanksgiving and Christmas, because then you're going to nibble the rest of the night. So,
and really you're also training your body. Your brain is taking your patterns and adapting to that and setting your internal clocks and things like that. So if you generally don't eat all day and then eat this giant thing at the end of the day, your body's going to store, and you're actually going to have weight problems more than you would if you just eat the small meal in the morning, every couple hours, keep constantly fueling it. Your metabolism, you're training your body to say, there's a constant source. We don't have to store fat. We don't have to do this because there's not going to be lean times. We're going to keep it
and you don't have to eat a platter of food.
Yeah.
You can choose a smaller plate.
Sure.
Fill that plate up, and you're eating less food than if you put it on a big plate.
Yeah.
There's several things you can do.
Yeah.
So watch our Facebook. Hopefully we'll get those things out to the public.
Yeah. Generally people that have that healthy thing are like, they always carry like a bag of nuts or something and eat like every 2 hours
a great
with a
snack.
handful of nuts or a thing of carrots.
And a bottle of water.
Yeah. Or maybe one of those like Ensure drinks or something like that.
A protein drink.
Something, you do like that every 2 hours. Generally speaking, your body's going to be, it's going to be shooting off.
Yeah, you're going to feel better.
Yeah, because you're actually training your body to metabolize and do things differently.
We need to all become those people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's just it. I'm saying this. None of us are bad. We all do the same thing. I haven't eaten since yesterday. And like, oh man, it's 4:00. What happened? We all do that.
Right.
We all do it. I get it.
Sure, we do.
But we got to be conscious of it.
And if you start doing it when you're younger, you can form the correct habit.
And if you made, let's say the first week you only got it done once or twice a week, great. At least that's a start. Next week maybe we get 3 days a week. We nailed it.
Yes,
and eventually you're training your body to where at some point it's going to change your cravings. You're going to see that peanut butter bar and be like, I take a bite, but it tastes kind of sweet and gross now.
And that made me feel bad last time I ate that. So I'm not going to do that again.
And then your body will be like, no, all right, carrots. You know what? Now I'm good.
Right.
And that your body will, believe me, I know you don't believe it right now. It will adapt.
Yes, in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas and Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas,
If I don't
Happy
see you
New
between
Year.
now and then. And,
Yes.
and I guess we'll talk about a healthier 2022 next
There
time.
you go.
Yes, we will.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you. Merry Christmas.
And don't eat too hard.
Eat healthy.
That's right. Eat hard, healthy hard or something like that. I don't know. I'll work on the slogan. All right. It is 9:57. Quick break before we go. Don't go away.
Hey, this is Dr. Keon Egger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures, and that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455.
OMED Spa in Roswell is an oasis from the everyday, a relaxing place to escape, featuring the latest in skin and facial treatments, including hydrofacial, IV vitamin replacement therapy, massages, Botox, Dermafrac, and more, including the most advanced platelet-rich plasma treatment in the region. At OMED Spa, your health and wellness are a top priority and is adding new and exciting treatments every day. Find out more. Call OMED Spa to make an appointment today, 575-363-3687, or stop by the corner of Country Club in Washington and Roswell. OMED Spa, an oasis from the everyday. Move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. The Cow is stocked with fabrics and everything you need. And the Calico Cow is your destination for brand new Brother sewing machines. Find out more and shop online at roswellquilting.com or move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand and Fiero 106.1 for a live broadcast this Saturday from 10 to 1 at Roswell Nissan. Gear up for the holidays with a fantastic selection of vehicles and thousands in rebates and savings. Plus, zero down delivers and no payments till 2022. We'll have hot dogs and ice-cold Pepsi products, and Roswell Nissan has your chance to score big with the brand new Xbox Series X. 1 entry for stopping by, 3 with a test driver service, and 5 with any